Hi, welcome back to another episode of the podcast. Before I go to the sponsorships, I want to remind you to feel free to rate and review the podcast if you're listening to this on the Apple Podcast app. If you listen to this on anything else, feel free to leave a comment, a review, a rating if they offer it. I know YouTube does and stuff like that. But most especially the Apple Podcast app, that's where all the juice happens and things are charted, I should say. So that being said, to the sponsorships, this episode is brought to you by Mortuary because, face it, we are all going to meet our demise, and why not be prepared for it? Why not plan for it? Why not plan through Mortuary, who has been providing the top of the line funeral and cremation services when it's needed the most. They've been doing it for over 45 years, 47 years to be exact, and they are a small family owned and operated mortuary here on this island. If you're looking for more information on funeral services and plans, feel free to call 477-1311, area code 671, or go and visit the mortuary over at South Route 4 Sedona. As you pass the gas stations going to Ordit, right there on your left hand side, there's no way you can miss it. They are large enough to serve, yet small enough to care. Go visit Addis Mortuary today. This episode is also brought to you by the Electric Island Festival. Have you been living under a rock and not heard of the Electric Island Festival? Well, if you haven't, then you have been living under a rock. I hate to break it to you. They are headed into their 7th season here on Guam. They have been Guam's premier electronic music festival, and it's happening this month, like next week, this week when this releases, Saturday, June 22nd, inside the Guerrero Field at Paseo. And right now, the carnival's going on. There's a lot of stuff going on in the area. Haganya. Oh, I love it. I love that things are happening more and more in the island's capital. And EIF, the Electric Island Festival, is definitely one of them not to miss. Remember, inside the Guerrero Field, not the stadium, the field in the back, which I think is a pretty awesome idea because too many times the stadium gets damaged, at least the field area for athletes. We need athletics to keep communities going and stuff like that. So I'll see you at the Electric Island Festival on Saturday, June 22nd. Tickets available at all Foodies locations and online at eif201.eventbrite.com. And now my next guest with an S is Joe Gogo and Jason J. They've been on the podcast before, separately, of course. This is Jason's first time at the studio. Joe's been at the studio a couple times, but I think this is his first time with the cameras around. Joe's a professional Muay Thai fighter, and Jason is a professional musician, both living out in California, just living the dream, right? That's all. That's why we do the things we do. We're going to live the dream, and they are doing it out there. And I had a chance to get Joe on the podcast while he's back, and Jason hit me up and he's like, "Yo, man, let's sit down for a podcast." I said, "Actually, I'm having Joe on the podcast." He's like, "I'm there, I'm coming." So basically how it went, and Jason infiltrated Joe's podcast, and that's the way the cookie crumbles. That's the way we love it. Just make it happen. They are best friends. They have been friends for a very long time and have been supporting each other's careers over the many years that they've known each other, and it's cool to have them together in the studio sharing conversation, and it was a lot of fun. I hope you guys have fun listening to this podcast. Don't forget to follow Jason's music and his musical journey and Joe's Muay Thai journey. And now my conversation with a couple of my friends. I've known them since high school also. So Joe Gogo and Jason J on the podcast. Check it out. Blast off. Welcome, dude.
Yeah.
It's awesome to have both of you guys here. I've only had Joe here before, as we mentioned, before all this camera setup. And Jason, that was the most interesting location I've ever done. Like driving into the middle of LA.
Yeah.
What part was it again?
It was Carson.
Yeah. Carson City.
And it's like it's known for like being a rough. There's some rough areas, you know.
Oh shit! I'm glad you're telling me now, and not when I was driving.
Yeah, there's no point like
through at 1 a.m.
Oh, I'm not gonna come in. I'm not gonna come through.
Yeah, dude. And my night started with doing a podcast with David Dior in Koreatown, and then I drove down to Long Beach to Q from Island Block Radio was doing concert series, and then I dropped him home, and then I drove to Carson, which was about 15 minutes away, right, from where he lives. And
at that time,
bro, when I was driving through it, it was like, what is this? Like industrial area.
I remember I was trying to link up with you too, but
yeah, when I was in San Diego.
Yeah, everything was just offbeat. We were like, I think I was training for a fight, maybe.
Yeah, man. You know, I think the reason why I really wanted to link up with you was because here I only got like a taste of what you're doing. Like to actually enter into someone's realm. Like I entered into your realm. You introduced me to Chaz. Right. We listened to the jams, and I was sitting there. I was like, "Dang, this is something we don't experience,
right.
At least here."
Yeah.
And so when I do go out to the States, people that I have had on the show here, but not out, but they don't live here, I always try to like go into their world.
That's tight. That's cool.
Yeah, and just doing more and more podcasts out there, it's opened my eyes up so much, dude, as to the potential of, I guess, what the podcast is about. But that's not why we're here.
Yep.
Exactly.
It's increasing your stock points, you know.
So what brings both of you guys here at the same time? Was this on purpose? Was this?
Oh, we're actually getting married.
Yeah. We're getting married at
Jason's
Camp
11
City.
months
Camp
pregnant
City.
with my baby.
11 years pregnant.
11 years pregnant
With your alien.
with my alien.
Yeah.
We ended up. It was coincidence. I came back for my brother's graduation from OG.
Yeah.
And then it worked out that a bunch of my nephews and my nieces were all able to come to Guam, and I'm really close with them. So it was a good.
So most of them live off island?
Like half of them.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. It's like my family.
Half are like in the military and in college now, so we
Yeah.
were able to get together. And then this guy told me he was coming back too, and our times like were pretty much exactly.
overlapping,
Yeah.
Just about overlap. How long have you been back?
I got here on the 1st, but then it was just for one night.
Can you just both of you pull the microphones closer to you?
And I came in for one night and I left to the Philippines to visit my last grandparent and introduce my son for the first time to her. Yeah.
In the Philippines?
Yeah. My
What
dad.
what part of the Philippines?
It's like a smaller island called Iloilo.
Okay, heard of it. Yeah. They speak their own dialect over there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, part speak it.
I can't speak it because so growing up, like my parents mixed up like 3 dialects.
Okay.
So I would try to speak it when I like go over there and I'm mixing other dialects in. So like, what the hell are you saying?
You're not full Filipino though.
I am full Filipino.
You are?
Yeah. I was born and raised in Guam. My grandma moved my mom over when the Philippines became martial law, like to avoid that whole craziness. Yeah. So we've just been planning it over here and just jamming and all that.
And your whole family, and you have a huge family here?
No, small family. There's like at one point there was like maybe 12 of us all together, but everyone's kind of split and back to the Philippines, some in the States. My sisters are in the States.
Yeah, it seems like the diaspora from Guam is like more widespread than maybe when it used to. Maybe because there's more planes now, right? And more availability to like just leave and go do whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Opportunity. Yeah.
Right.
I agree. Yeah. Because my everybody asks in the mainland. They ask me, "Is most of your family in Guam?" And I can't really answer that question like that because like I do have a good amount, but then I also have family everywhere.
Right.
And then it also depends on what do you mean by family? Are you talking about like my immediate or like my cousins? You know, are you talking about my brother, my sisters, and their kids, or are you talking about, you know, the extended cousins and stuff?
Right, right. When it goes to the third and
when it goes,
third cousins. Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. A lot of my family, at least on my mom's side, now lives in the States, and so our get-togethers is like very, very few of us. Yeah. Right, Matt? You can agree with that. It's like very, very few.
It's like pockets, right? Like like 10% of you get together over here, and then 25% of you get over there, and then you know.
And more and more, I was even talking to one of my cousins out in the States. He's like, "Yeah, man, I have no real plans to move back home. Mm-hmm. You know, this is my life out here." Mm-hmm. You know, and it's like very interesting because even you guys have planned and established yourselves out in the States, and whether or not your plans are to come back or just stay out there,
right?
You know, I'm sure is a tough. Darren Perez, and it's like, is there any plans to come back? And you know, somehow we all want to give back to Guam, right? And people that do live out in the States are like, yeah, I'm gonna come give back. And there's a mentality here, I think, where give back actually means like, oh yeah, you got to actually be here to give back,
right?
And it gets like totally mistaken.
Yeah, it's tough, man.
It's like the out of sight, out of mind sometimes, you know?
Yeah.
Like if you don't see the person like on the regular, like on a trip.
Yeah, it's a battle, bro. Like coming home, I'm always straddling that line. Like, man, should I make the move back? My sister wants me to move back, and
what's stopping you?
I established myself out there. I'm kind of grounded right now, but you know, fortunately for me, you know, I don't have kids, and I'm not married, so I have that flexibility to bust a move whenever I want.
Right.
I'm just in a weird position right now. I got to figure it out, you know. So maybe this plane ride back, you know, it's coming.
It might be the one.
Yeah, it might be the. You know, it's a lot of thinking
for 13 hours. You're
13 hours.
Is this the one?
Yeah.
Like trance beats in the headphones, just like no
waiting for the drop.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, it's, you know, I want to give back to Guam, but I actually want to give back to Guam and be on Guam, you know. So it's definitely tough. Like I want to share all the things that I've learned throughout the world where I've been with all the youth growing up.
Yeah, and I'm sure it's tough because at the same time you want the opportunity to be here, right? To be able to sustain whatever sustainability means to you, at least the self, right? Sustain yourself and be able to live happily here.
Yeah.
And maybe that's why people choose to live off islands, because those opportunities don't have to be made. Is someone? Oh, okay.
You know, trying to stay healthy while I'm at home.
Yeah, is it hard for you to maintain your diet?
Absolutely, bro.
Are you on a strict regimen when you're out there?
Yeah, when I'm out there, I'm way more regimented. Here, but it's been awesome. I've been working with Crew Kev at Guam Muay Thai.
Okay.
And then JJ Ambrose opened his doors to me at Still Athletics too. So I've had the opportunity to train at both gyms, and they really helped me out to prepare for my next fight or stay relatively in shape.
Right.
As I'm hanging out with the family, and you know, mom's got an agenda all day long, and the fam's got an agenda all day long. So they've really put out stops to like help me out. Organizing like sparring sessions. I've been able to spar some of the heavy hitters on Guam too, and just kind of check out the fight scene, you know, because my fight career, like I said last time though, my fight career really didn't jump off on Guam. I was just training.
Right.
I was helping other fighters train. I was young, and it wasn't until I left and was in college in Hawaii that I started. Yeah, that I started actually jamming. But yeah, it's been a good experience, man. Like all positive vibes. I didn't know where I fit in when I came back, so I'm like, you know, I'm walking on eggshells, making sure I'm trying to avoid like any drama or
trying not to be the new kid on the block.
Yeah, I'm like, you know, but I'm like, hey, bro, if anybody wants to play face punch, let's do this. You know,
trying to say it nicely, right?
Yeah.
Hey, anyone want to fight?
Yeah. Anybody want to jam?
You wanna face punch each other for fun?
Yeah,
That's interesting.
I'll buy you a beer afterwards.
Why do you say so?
It's just because it's like you want to not come across like an asshole, you know?
Like arrogant?
Arrogant, yeah.
Is that how you feel about the music scene?
No, I think like with fighting is a totally different. Like that's a crazy way to do it. I always tell Joe like thank you. I give it up to those
coffee,
guys.
beer, and water. This is the fucking drink of fucking champions right here. I'm screwed.
Just get multiple straws.
Yeah. Monday's gonna be hectic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
No. It's just like because me and Joe talk a lot about how like when you catch up, right? And I just like fill him in what I've been doing, and he does the same, and we just like we give each other tips on what we think would help his issue or my issue, you know. And a lot of times it's the same kind of hustle, but I just give him props because it's like fighting is just like the pressure is a lot higher.
Yeah. Why did you think you'd have a hard time trying to like fit yourself into the MMA community? Is it proper to say MMA community or just fight community?
I would say like the fight community.
Okay.
You know?
Because MMA is not Muay Thai, right?
Yeah.
I mean, as far as sports go.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Just being away for a while, and sometimes there is that little stigma of like, oh, bro, you're not a local boy anymore. You're from the mainland. Yeah. I'm like, nah,
dog. From the state.
Yeah, bro. Nah, bro. I'm from here. Remember? I said, no, I still got red dirt on my Zori. Watch out. You know, it's
my shirt's still stained.
Yeah, watch out, bro. You're still not a bush cut, bro. I came back and my sister, you know, kind of power checked me a little bit. Like, you still not a barbecue with wood? And I was like, watch it. So
until you're fanning it with a Tupperware lid, right?
Yeah.
Don't worry, it's gonna light up real soon.
I even had to document it just to let everybody know, hey, I still got this. Watch out. Not just gas girl, you know. But yeah, coming back, man, it's tough because, you know, Guam is, as much as we try to help each other, the fight scene tries to help each other. It's also very small, so it's very easy to get into personal battles, you know. And I'm like, freak, bro, you guys can throw a rock from one gym to the next, though, sometimes.
Right.
So I'm like, I try to stay as neutral as possible.
Right.
And you know, a lot of all the good fighters out here, they just see me out there. I started telling people, I was like, man, I don't even know if we're friends or we're just Instagram friends.
I see.
You know, so some people
you don't know how far to take that line.
Yeah, I don't know how far to take that line. So some people, I'm like, man, we actually never broke bread. We never drank a beer.
For sure.
I never in their mom. Like, I don't know.
That's fucking.
I don't know where I don't know
sure.
where the line is. You know, but you know, the good thing is fighting is universal.
Right.
You know, I've trained and fought all over the world. People can't even speak English, but it's fine. You know, a punch is a punch, a kick is a kick. You know,
that's its own language right there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It all feels the same.
And that's why me and Jay, every time we catch up, we have a million parallels because it doesn't really matter your background. Like, martial arts is martial arts, music is music. Both of them are art.
Yeah, right. You have to perform for people, you know, and you have to put on the show, and it's like it's a different kind of like intensity.
Yeah,
but basically it's like the same hustle. Like, he has to worry about getting heads and numbers into his fight to support him. Like, it's all tallied down, you know.
Yeah.
Same with my shows. Like, people come in. It's like, who are you here to see on the roster? It's like, oh, blah blah, Jason J or the other band, you know.
Yeah. When I was talking to Frank, he lost his 2 fights prior to this last win, and he was saying he had to go back to the drawing board and really figure out whether he's fighting for the fans or fighting for longevity, right? And so and that's the kind of pressure, I guess, in either art, right? Is even maybe for this podcast is, am I going to keep producing content for, you know, the love of it, or, you know, like for do it as long as I can, or am I going to try and like please people who want to be pleased, like for just a certain amount of time? And that could be like with you writing a song, or even you just straight up banging it out without it even implementing the techniques that you trained for, right?
Yep, that was the exact conversation me and my boy Ricky Camp had. We sparred it out once, and then we got to talking. Our conversational piece went way longer than our rounds did.
Right.
But we were talking about how I got somewhere along the line, I got lost trying to represent where I'm from too much. I try to, you know, in my fights, I got too occupied with I'm from Guam. I'm gonna show the world where I'm from. I'm this, Chamorro fighter. Let's rock. And when you do that, you get so intense. You close off all the things that I've been working on because I'm so intense, and all I want to do is win for Guam. And the reality is, I just need to fight, and Guam's gonna love me, and they're gonna support me regardless. Everybody in this world knows where I'm from already. Right. I don't need to constantly. I don't have to get a Guam flag tattooed on me. Yeah. I don't have to walk out and be like 671 or fuck guy this and fuck guy that, or you know what I mean. People, for sure. They know who I am already, and I used to feel like I had to overreach for that. I had to overreach for the support of Guam. I had to overreach for that. And now I'm like,
red and blue for life.
Yeah. I'm like, now I'm just like, bro, I got to do this for fun. And there has to be a level now where it's like, it's just got to be for me too. Yeah. And I got to have fun with this, and that's when the best part of me will start to come out more, or that's when the best of me has come out. Now, I do love the intensity though. Don't get me wrong. When I'm back there, I'm closing my eyes before I'm about to scrap. And I just think of like, the drives through Jotnya and the drives through Windward Hills and, running in Tumon or Tamuning and just soaking up the land. Right. But there has to be that hybrid of, I can't put all this pressure. Like if I lose, I failed the island. Right. Like, oh my God, Joe Gogo lost.
We're all out in the streets.
We're all out on the streets,
with Joe Gogo's picture.
Yeah.
You let us down.
Yeah, exactly.
I bet my whole paycheck.
Oh shit.
You owe me, Joe.
Is that how you've maybe been able to manage losses better? Has it helped with you, the management of being able to take a loss?
Well, what's helped me to take a loss is, honestly, I left it all out there. Like, watch my fights. I still have aunties and relatives that live in the mainland. So when they watch me fight, after the fight, most of them think I won. They're like, I don't know what the judges were thinking, but my fights, I can't walk away from that feeling like a loser. I was like, bro, I threw down. I took his punch. I took his best punches. This guy just finished knocking out 5 dudes in a row, and I said, what's up? And that's the cards fell where they fell. So that's why I don't really have that regret, I'm more about the journey though now.
It's good.
A little bit more.
I think that's signifying of growth, right? Maturity in the art.
Yeah. And that's where me and Jay always talk about like mental health and stuff. We're very like training, as much as that saying, you can work out in the gym, you can drink water, you can eat all the right things, but if you don't have mental health, you're still going to be unfit.
Right.
And we've been talking about how we've had to learn to train our minds just like a muscle. You have to train your mind to be better at handling situations, handling negativity. And I'm not on this podcast advocating like I'm freaking Mr. Positive and
fucking smiling all the time, bro.
Smiling all the time, and I got the solutions.
Your aura's bright.
Yeah, my aura, like I got the answers to every question.
You have the aura of an angel right now.
It's all facade, but
it's actually a light behind him. Like,
that's the light up here in the gel
until the battery runs out, right?
But we have to have some level of leading by example, right. Leading by example or trying to live it. Same reason like when we go to church and people are like, oh, why is that guy going to church? He's I just saw him at the club. I'm like, well, that's why I'm going to church, bro.
Even though I'm still in my same clothes.
Even though I still got the stamp on my wrist,
How do you find that relates to at least Joe's world when you guys do discuss mainly mental health, man? I mean, it's a huge thing. Right? I'm all about it. I'm all about self-care and mental care and shedding things from your life you don't actually need, and rebuilding your self back up. Like, I think people get the wrong notion that your past defines you, so you walk around with all these chips and scars and scratches on your plate when you can just shed it and rebuild it, right? So I mean, I didn't mean to go off in that sort of like tangent, but it's, how do you find yourself relating to Joe's world when you discuss it?
So I feel like with like it's a matter of like the uncertainty of like what's gonna come like in my career like down the line, like whether it's short term or long term, because it could be like a big thing that happens short term and you don't take that right road, and it's like that's opportunity. The door can close. You know, it's like with Joe, it's like if like he's not ready for a fight or stuff like that, like opportunities the doors start closing. So it's for us, it's like when you hit it and we start feeling good about everything, like will it come again? Like will I play like One Love again? Will I play the big stages? It's a matter of like if you both keep pushing. So it's just like continuously hitting it, you know, continuously training, continuously writing. And like the way I see it, like the bodies of work. So like we talked about it before, Joe, we're like a fight is like one piece of body of work, like one performance of Joe. Like a song is my one body worker, you know? So like it's a matter of like when you fight, you got to put everything on the line, like he was saying. It's same thing with a song. You got to record something and know that you can live with it and that you're proud of it, regardless of what anyone says about it.
Right, whether one person or 1,000 people.
Yeah, because everyone's gonna have their opinions every time, you know, and try to tell you like, oh, try to do a song like this, try to do a song. But you gotta like know that it's what you want to do, and that's the way you can have more peace down the line, rather than like recording something like half-assed and just pushing it out, fighting half-assed, not really taking your training camp seriously. Yeah. Like it's gonna show down the line when you finish that product.
Where do you find the troughs of like creating music and being able to be a musician out in the mainland or stateside? Mainland is not PC anymore, you know what I mean? It's like, no, that's not the mainland, bro. Guam's the mainland.
Yeah, Guam's the mainland because it's where America's Day begins.
Yeah, man.
I mean, we're trying to come back here, you know, more often.
Yeah.
So it's like it's been 5 years since I've been back, so I'm like trying to I'm like soaking it all up, you know.
Yeah, soaking up that Jolly Bee and Ruby Tuesdays and
yeah, that too. But
not sponsored by any of them, unfortunately.
Would be nice.
We'd be in a studio if they were sponsored.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean it's like it's a matter of like being proud of your work. You have to like and really have your own decision making and like your own strong enough mindset to know that that's what you want. Because like I've been in the situation where like I was like, yeah, it's kind of cool, like, but it's a matter of like, dude, do you really think it's cool? Because if it is, then it's good for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you think you're doing good, like you're doing good, then it's a matter of just doing the best you can at that moment, whatever skills you have. And that's like it makes it easier down the line. Because like, you can forgive yourself. Like I can forgive myself for a shitty recording in the past because it's like that's where I was at that time. I thought it was the best piece of work, but now every
acceptance.
Like every record now has to be better than the next, and it's always going to be like that. He has to continuously get better at fighting and learn more fucking tricks and backflips and
cartwheels. Yeah, bro, cartwheel. Actually, I had a couple moments with Jay. You know, obviously old stomping grounds, right? We rolled into venue, and Jay does guest appearance. He did a guest appearance up there, and he's jamming out. He's been doing a guest appearance at several spots.
Yeah.
And obviously, the number one jam everybody wants to hear is
Juices.
Juices, right? I mean, this guy's been playing
your favorite song to play for.
I'm past it. Like the whole like I don't want to play a song. I just do it for the people. If like they show love, I'm gonna sing the song.
Right.
You know, it's like man, it's great that they at least know this. Like people can sing it with me. Like it's a good feeling.
You were on everyone's story that night.
Yeah,
yeah, exactly.
So I played that song like how many times in my life so far? Like.
Now, he would be a millionaire if he even got 25 cents.
You put that on my Spotify playlist.
You know? So when we were at venue,
Spotify in 2006, right? 2007.
Yeah, we were at venue, so I'm like filming Jay, and at some point I actually start looking around.
Drop Joe a little bit.
Yeah, this guy's like a T-Rex.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I actually start filming Jay, and then at a moment I start filming Jay, and I start actually filming the crowd, and you see how alive the place gets, you know, and just being like, damn, local boy throwing down original music, you know,
there's still love after 5 years of not being here,
love, you know,
right?
And I was just tripping out. I was like, dude, I was like watching this guy in his notebook writing this, you know, back in Windward Hills in high school,
right?
Like this song's 13 years old, almost.
No, yeah, 12? Like
12 years old already.
04?
And it's still a classic.
I think
the last time we talked, it's like, you still hum it.
Mm-hmm. See?
Yeah, it's tight, dude.
Yeah, I mean, it's feel good music. Every now and then I still, like, I have his CD in my car.
Yeah.
I think that's the only CD I have, you know?
I have your... It's okay, bro. I have your fight shirt, bro. It's gray already. It's gray black now.
It's gray black.
Your knee on your body's gone already.
He didn't use the Tide Darks on the shirt.
Yeah. I guess my second awe moment, right? I was like, my niece actually told me, it's like, yeah, Southern, they're still jamming his songs, like covers, and they're still jamming his songs in the hallways. So I'm like, crazy. Dang, bro, we're way beyond that.
They're little kids. Kids when that song was written.
Yeah, like I don't even know. They didn't even know how to like what.
I
think they were still sperm at that point.
I think they're still sperm, bro.
Sperm and eggs.
Yeah, that's what that we do talk about that. It's like, dude, we're getting older now.
I know.
You know?
Yeah, dude. I go out to the bar sometimes, and especially now that it's summertime. People are recently graduated. People are coming back home from college for the summer, and it's like, holy shit! Damn, I'm old. Yeah, let's just stay home, play video games.
Right.
Let's go back into our little shell here, and nest.
And have a good day tomorrow instead of trying to figure out.
Focusing on drinking Pedialyte the next day.
Yeah.
Pedialyte, coconut water, everything.
Yeah, you guys are still young, right? I mean, dude, it's hangovers become 2 days.
Yeah.
When you hit your
3 days,
right?
bro. Bar
3 days. Just depends on the kind of binge you go on.
Yeah.
But it's not fun. It's not fun. So you got to party on like Friday and possibly take off Monday morning.
Yeah,
like,
use a vacation day.
Boss, I'm gonna be in Monday afternoon.
But I'll stay till late. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I always think I've always thought it was amazing how much your music has resonated here. I mean, even Tim's music, right?
Yeah.
Just being able for even young kids, younger than us, but they're adults or growing into being adults, and it's still lingering around somehow. It's made its way from the radio. Maybe someone recorded on their tape, and then you put it out on the CD or iTunes, and now it's like really held its place.
Yeah, it's a trip. And like it's because at that time I didn't know what I was really doing. I just like writing a song just felt like something I wanted to do, But like I didn't really think of like what it would be down the line because I was just so young and it was still so brand new. But now it's like as you get older and you develop as like an artist, you realize like that's where you have power. Creative power is like an important thing, because like you get the music out to the masses and like you can take them on a journey to learn something of themselves from a song,
Right.
And like, so like a lot of my songs are always about like, it's like love and loss, like the two things that I try to break out of it, but it just resonates a lot more with me,
Is it like is it like a battle?
Yeah, it's like the good and
of understanding it.
It's like the good and evil battle of love and like all kinds of love, like interactions with different people, like whether it's a love life with another half or like towards my daughter or like a relative, like stuff like that. So
right.
That just resonates with me the most. So it's a trip.
Yeah, that is a trip.
I mean, that's how you have quality music, though.
Yeah.
Write about something like or experienced.
Mm-hmm.
That's why people feel it.
Right. And it means more. Instead of trying to go for the hit constantly, right?
Yes, I agree.
The hurt, like I feel like the songs about hurt, because everyone when they feel that like Boomer writes a lot about like I love Boomer's writing because it comes from like there's like a sadness to it, but it's uplifting at the same time. It's like I don't know. Like me and him both kind of have a little bit of that vibe.
Do you have a problem, or do you think there's an issue with connecting with the audience here on Guam because you're making music out in the States?
I didn't really see it this time around. I feel like a lot of the musicians on Guam, of course, a lot of them are all friends,
Yeah.
So I just feel like the fact that I'm out there, like they come back and they'll ask like, "Whoa, what's it like doing this or that?" And it's more like I can see now, like for me living in California and like the healthcare of my daughter, that also like we established ourselves over there for that. And like coming back is just enough for me to like, hey, I'll come through and like just see what I can do for the people, or for the music scene, because I'm in love with it right now. I'm in love with how all these bands and artists have.
There's so much going on, dude.
Amazing. The motion.
There's so much going on.
There's so much motion in the creative arts right now. It's amazing because it wasn't that fast when I was here. It was like it was still
just bar gigs. Yeah. You want to go see, but now people are throwing their own independent shows. Right. And
like back in the day, like when you opened we were playing with the Naj. We used to open for like some of the off island bands, but didn't really set it up for us to kick it with them. Like they were always like sectioned off, you know, like they had their own VIP away from the local bands. So now it's like the mingling is so good for the island, you know.
Yeah.
It's dope.
Yeah, it's cool. I think the last 4 or 5 years have been very critical for music, at least musical growth. Yeah. It's always been growing, but it's exponential right now, right? And
it's picking up speed.
Yeah, he's got a new song coming out. It's called Mapogi with Music.
I was like, yeah, I do.
Got him.
But yeah, no, I literally
now there's
I flew out on the 30th.
Yeah.
And I literally had my last session on the 29th.
Is it an album?
It's a 4-song EP.
Okay.
I was telling a bunch of people I'm gonna do an album this time around, but like I think just the 4-song bites are just a lot more stress manageable for me and like trying to balance my life out, you know. So but the next project is gonna be a full album. But like coming back on this trip, I'm bringing like a single to release on the radio in a couple of days, and then right when I get back, it's like for the uploading for all the digital platforms.
Yeah.
This guy sing a hook.
Sing the hook.
No, I'm not gonna sing. We're drinking coffee, beer, and water.
That means you're lit.
I'm like, my head's feeling good, my heart's beating. And then it's like I'm going like this throughout the thing. I'm like, all right, I need to slow down, so I drink water. And then later on, I'm like, I need to chill. So I'm drinking the beer.
And then he chills too hard. He's taking the coffee.
I'm like, my body's trying to figure out how to feel right now.
Yeah, Joe. You know, with the fighting community, I think what really kind of propelled. I mean, I may be right, I may be wrong, but what I think really propelled the mixing and intermingling of a lot of these clubs or camps, right? I think was PXC like kind of going away for everybody. Yeah, and everyone having to figure out like, oh shit.
So you couldn't be segregated anymore.
Where are we gonna fight at? You know, where am I gonna fight at? You know, we don't have a fight in a few months.
Is there anything local that's happening for
nothing, man? There hasn't.
So everybody's going. I heard. What I'm hearing is people they're going to Saipan right now for what, trench tech or something. Is that what it's called?
That might be the only one that's still going. But as far as like here on Guam, it's not. It's non-existent.
Why is that? That's crazy.
I think it kind of just fell through. I think maybe like 5-6 years ago. What do you think, Matt? Just around then. Yeah.
I was talking to JJ about it. I think.
Oh, he does his own independent.
Well, he's slowly building, right? He's
like
trying to
glorified fighting or something. Yeah, like that, yeah.
Glorified sparring. He's trying to reignite it, right? And I don't know everything that's in his mind. I don't want to put words into his mouth or speak for him.
Speak any secrets on accident.
But he's got plans. He's got plans coming up, man. The guy's a cool cat. It's all positive vibes, man. He's got plans. Yeah. You know. It is what it is. I think something with the PXC is, as far as the PXC is concerned, I think it was. I
don't even want to speculate, honestly. So I just want to say, like, it has done good, at least for the fighting community. I mean, you go on Instagram and you see people sparring or training with each other who maybe back then would have never. Yeah, they either fought or would have never shared camps or ideas with each other, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's really cool because a lot of these guys go to Korea, they go to Japan, right? They fly themselves out to the States, and
they're forced to figure out
Australia.
Right. Australia.
Yeah, man.
Didn't JJ just fight in like Eastern Europe or some shit like that?
I know he's fighting at the end of the month. Him and Ricky Camp, they're both fighting at the end of the month, and they got some guys, and then Spike had some boys just scrapped this, like, not this past weekend, but last weekend.
At Ryzen?
Yeah.
Right.
And, but they did well. It is kind of interesting, though, when I do see, like, some of the fights, because I know the local market. Like, I knew Roki's opponent. Me and his opponent started together in Hawaii. So I was like, shit.
Yeah.
I knew Ricky's last opponent. Like, we actually trained together for about 2 years, 2.5 years. Like, we were friends, you know?
Right.
So I'm just like, I'm gonna, step away and just close my eyes, bro. More power to you guys. Hey, but that's the game. We don't play.
Check me when you're done.
Yeah, we don't play team sports, man. You know.
Yeah.
But hey, guess what? We can punch each other in the mouth when we have a beer after.
Right.
You know?
Right, and maybe it could bringing more unity of people fighting as Guam, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's what coming home really kind of like shook me more, because I'm starting to realize like I don't have to come home and fight in the PXC. I can come home and everybody's fighting in organizations like Hex, Risen, and then the one of the baddest organizations right now that are exploding is One Championship.
One Championship, right?
You know, and Brandon Vera is the king of that spot right now. And he's a par.
And he lives here.
You know, he hit me up. I was trying to link up with him to spar, even though he's like 6'7" and I'm like 5'7".
I just saw him in a documentary mini series on Otto's gym. I guess before he moved to the Philippines. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know, I think he just did a movie too.
Yeah.
That guy's celebrity status, bro.
Right.
So coming back home, I've been observing a lot of different things. I'm like, okay,
Is it different? Is it different?
It's different. It's very different. It's a lot more positive. Not gonna lie, it's a lot more positive, and people are just a lot more open-minded now. That's about growth. You know, no more like, yeah, bro, want to jam, bro?
Yeah.
Shoot, you're the ruler of your street. Who cares? You know, how about we just help each other? You know what I mean? Remember that? Yeah, bro, I'm the ruler
of Chalanguagua.
I'm the ruler of.
You better slow down and ride your bicycle.
Yeah. If I put a stick in the back.
Don't you break skid in front of my house, bro.
Better take that aluminum can off the back tire. Oh man.
Yeah, so it's a lot more.
That's real
positive,
shit, though,
man.
right? I really think that's a huge step in.
Yeah.
And the vision is bigger now. Everybody's like, bro, I don't care to be the baddest dude on Guam. I want to be the baddest dude in the world.
Yeah.
And that was always my vision. I was like, bro, okay, I'm gonna fight a par. I'm gonna fight this guy or whatever. To me, I always knew that when I was younger. I was like, man, that's limited. Like, I want to be the baddest dude in the world. I want to be the guys I see on TV. I think he's cool, but I have no problem stepping in that cage and punching him in the face.
Right.
Not like zero problems. Zero.
Yeah.
Let's do it, you know? And now that martial arts is growing and just the world in general, you're starting to see guys like with upsets all the time. I'm like, whoa, why can't one of us Island Boys do it? You know, Frank just did it.
Yeah.
Not Frankie. Sorry, Frank. Don't beat me up, bro. Don't crank it up on me. Nah, look at Frank, man. He busted a clinic on homeboy.
He did.
You know, that was a great fight.
Yeah. He was methodical. He was extremely methodical. Threw a lot of kicks.
Mm-hmm.
I think homeboy was fighting off of his last few fights, and he just turned the tables on him.
Mm-hmm. And I think Frank, you know, in a way, I don't want to speak for him either, but I think he adopted like, okay, let me take a chill pill from representing the Marianas, representing Guam and Saipan and Chamorros, and
like doing.
Let me just jam a little bit. Let me go back to why did I ever put on gloves in the first place? Because the shit's fun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Punching people in the face is fun. I don't have to be mad. Like let's jam, bro. This makes me happy, bro. Boom. You know, like this is fun. I got you. And I think like when you look at Frank and he was like decking that guy, I was like, bro, this guy's looking like that. Looks like he's just having the best time of his life right now.
Right.
And that's what I want. And I need to, because that's how I started off my career. And somewhere along the lines, I lost my vision. I started taking it so serious that I was like, Rick, bro, it's not even fun. There's no room for error anymore. It's all like you're either all of it or you're nothing. Like that's all, you know, you're either representing home or you're just a fucking piece of shit, you know? That's how I was thinking. And now I'm like, nah, dude, Guam's gonna love me no matter what. My family's gonna love me no matter what, you know?
Right.
And I'm also gonna fucking come to smash no matter what. Yeah. So there's I have no regrets. Yeah. I have no regrets.
I know the last time we talked, I asked you about the move to MMA. Like, would you make your way back into MMA, right? Because you started in MMA, then you moved to Muay Thai.
Mm-hmm. I caught opportunities. I fought in Muay Thai and kickboxing, and I've been jamming all over the world. And now I'm like, I want to make the move back to MMA. Muay Thai is just not growing fast enough.
In the United States?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm not ready to move to Thailand or Europe, bro.
Yeah, man.
You know, I'm not ready to restart my whole life in either of those places. So MMA is growing, and the way I fight anyways is conducive to mixed martial arts. You know, I'm a forward fighter, And there's more techniques and there's more ways that I could win in fights. And I'm already suplexing guys in Muay Thai and kickboxing fights, which are really not allowed to do. But if they're chilling on me, sometimes I'm like, screw it, bro. Here you go, bro. This is United Continental right here. Wow.
Enjoy this flight.
Yeah.
Fly safe.
Yeah, fly safe, bro. Hey, but you gotta buy your own food on the plane.
Right.
You know? Yeah, what's up, United? They made us buy our own food? No.
That's how they do it, bro. You got to fly through Japan.
See, that's how you get like the good food.
Yeah.
Kimchi.
Right.
That's Korean.
Oh, sorry. We're from Guam, bro. We're a melting pot. We're a melting pot of.
There you go. Switch it up.
All sorts of ethnic, fucking, what do you call it? Ethnic
Food
influences, ethnic influences in general.
Right.
Yeah.
You go to a fiesta table. You can't just be like, oh, that's Chamorro food. That's all culture's foods.
Right.
But with the Chamorro spin on it.
Oh wow.
What's out?
Look at you, huh?
I think
bro.
need to start our own airline.
Spin air.
Yeah.
Spin air.
Nah, bro, it's gonna be Air Zori.
I don't want to fly
Spin air. This guy.
Dangerous.
Hey.
Ladies and gentlemen, our pilot is new today. Welcome.
First time flying.
First time flying ever. He has about 15 minutes, and that was just setting up.
15 hours of classroom time.
15 hours on the Xbox. Certified pilot on what's it? Fortnite.
You want him to land
I have no idea what I'm talking about, guys. I've never played Fortnite a day in my life.
Same here. The last video game system I owned was a PlayStation 1.
Dude, all these video games, this is a front right here, bro. I fucking haven't touched these things in
That's a Nintendo,
while, bro.
You remember?
PlayStation and the Dreamcast.
Oh, Dreamcast.
Pulled it out of a box.
They don't know what a Dreamcast is.
Yeah.
Did you have those from back in the day?
Yeah,
Those
yeah.
are the ones you bought. Like, you didn't buy it again.
Yeah. You know, the inside's already corroding a little bit. You know, you gotta shake it a little bit.
Windex.
No, I heard it's a rubbing alcohol to clean the.
Oh.
You know what's crazy? It's like that whole VR thing. You remember that video I sent you? They're like boxing with the VR.
Oh yeah.
That's crazy. And like a NAM show.
Have you guys seen the latest episode of Black Mirror?
I tried to, but the Wi-Fi sucked.
Okay, I won't spoil it.
Yeah, it's with homeboy from Avengers, the Falcon guy.
Right. Yeah, it's
interesting.
You guys won't look at each other the same again.
Man,
Yeah.
when it comes to VR.
Black Mirror makes me feel crazy.
There's more reasons why we don't look at each other the same anymore.
But dude, this episode takes it to like the very next level.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
Yeah, you just gotta watch it. I wish I could
It's such
spoil
an
it.
easy feeling in
Fuck.
the stomach when I watch like the Black Mirror.
Yeah, it came off very off the wall.
Yeah.
Like you weren't expecting it, and none of the episodes really related until it was like realizing what the future is gonna hold for everybody. Right? Isn't that scary?
Yeah.
Isn't the future thinking about the future scary?
Right. And that ties us back to like the mental health. Like some people worry about it too much. You know, it's like, and that worry like equals stress. You know, and stress like on our bodies and our minds, like not having balance between that. Like,
Yeah, I know people who don't want to bring kids into the world just because
right. Crazy world.
they're just worried. I'm good. They're just worried about the state of the world when in 100 years.
Yeah.
One friend said to me, if someone was to give me the opportunity to travel 100 years or live now, I would live now.
Yeah. I would always live now.
Yeah.
Right.
Because
I'm going to have to ditch all these guys, bro. It's too much love, man. Like,
I know,
that's perceptual, you know? The grass is always greener on the other side type of thing. Like, you can create your own reality. You know, it's what you look for. You know, if you look for negative things, you're going to find negative things, right? They always say, if you look for yellow cars on the road, you're going to find yellow cars on the road, more so than any other car.
Yeah.
If you look for negativity, if you look for prejudices, if you look for racism, that's what you're going to find. Now, it's not that it's not out there, but there's a lot of other good things that will either balance it or overcome it, but it's what you look for.
Right.
Yeah. but I'd rather live in the now. I don't want 100 years from now. Nobody, the people I love aren't there. You know what I mean? You're not there.
Right, for sure.
So what's the point?
Never know, dude. 20 years, I might be able to put my body in Chappie.
Right?
Yeah, bro.
Like a robot T-Rex.
Yeah, we'll be sitting here as robots.
So we'll be chilling like
just my head floating.
Like any shape you want, like not even human, right? Like I'm gonna come back like a rectangle.
I'd rather be I want to be a slimy squid on land.
Oh, what? A squid with legs.
That's the
squid with legs. Yeah, right.
And it's like, would you rather, right? Where you turn the color of your emotional state. So if you're feeling sad, you turn blue. If you get mad, I wouldn't
want people to know how I'm feeling. And I think maybe that's why we don't turn blue now.
Yeah.
Right? There's a lot of animals that turn, maybe we are, when we feel certain emotions such as anger or embarrassment, then we turn a different color, right? Our face would flush with red. But man, to turn blue or purple or yellow.
But who's to say that we don't? And if it's in a different like
spectrum that we can't see.
Like, what if this whole time? This whole time we're all like
Don't forget the water. Huh?
Yeah.
Dude, you can use the bathtub water.
Okay.
Yeah.
You shower?
Yeah.
Come out in a robe. Like, all right, Jay, shut up now. My turn. Yeah. But who's to say that that's not there? Like energy is such a strong thing, you know. Like I'll be around like other people and I can feel that they don't like me. Or I know when I'm not welcome in a room, you know. Like, and it's like, who's to say that we just don't see the spectrum, you know, the full spectrum of that.
Yeah, but do you think it would make us different beings if we were able to see that people don't like us? Because then we would be constantly avoiding things that we know.
It'll be a color thing. It's like, don't go over there.
Right.
Stay on this side. Yeah. I mean, just.
I think it will ruin what it means to be human.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. The uncertainties.
The uncertainty. Yeah. I think, and uncertainty and being uncomfortable is like the biggest thing for growth. Like you want to grow, you want to be in an uncomfortable place. You want to be in a circle where maybe you don't feel welcome. But shit, I'm gonna sit it out. I'm gonna make these people fucking want me to be here. Right? Not to feel a part of a group, but maybe just to prove to yourself that I'm capable of this.
Exactly. It's like just standing for who you are, you know.
Right. I mean,
regardless of anything. What
if you were to enter onto a stage, a big stage, and you saw the color, the aura was bad?
Whoa, that would be crazy.
Would you still go into it?
I think I would. It's a matter of like.
Just pull the mic.
I think it's a matter of believing in.
You can sit back, but just slide the mic to you.
It's a matter of just believing in what you do. I think, you know.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I played in rooms where that like there's a corner of section of that, like I feel it, you know.
Yeah.
But it's a matter of still showcasing what you have worked on, no matter of what opinion is out there of it, you know.
Right.
But I think I probably it would be more intimidating, but I think I would still do it. Like as a performer, because for the longest time, like I still struggle with like trying to be the ultimate performer. I'm still far from that, you know. So it's like a matter of like I was talking to this guy last night.
Do you think that's okay? Go ahead.
I was talking to this guy last night at the beach, and we were jamming, and he was telling me like, oh, I'm just like a kickback jammer, you know, like I don't really perform.
Wait, you're talking to a guy at the beach?
No, there's a kickback.
Kickback.
Was it late?
There's a lot of other people.
There was a two guy kickback.
Two-person party?
Two-person party.
But I had this conversation with this guy, right?
Joe, way to come in and insert yourself.
Where's the robe? Oh my gosh.
That was a quick shower. Yeah.
Yeah, so he comes from like he was telling me like, oh, I'm just I just jam like in the house, you know, or with the pars and stuff. And he was like, how's it to be a performer? Like, or how'd you like want to do that? And for me, it was just a matter of like, dude, I just got a gig and I had to perform, and it's like being tested in the fire, you know?
Right.
And like you just eventually get better because you're like after a performance, you're like, damn, I didn't do enough of this. I didn't do enough of this. So it's like mental notes, and like the more you do it, you just get more comfortable. Like the more you step in the ring and they're announcing your name, and you're walking up. Like before, you used to probably like shit bricks, you know? Like when I first started.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, center blocks. You're right.
I should have enough blocks to hold down a 20 by 30.
Remember how I was saying like before, like it's a matter of like controlling your emotional state before you fight, because like it can drain you if you're like too
if you're too amped up. You're gonna get an adrenaline dump too quick, and then you're gonna be like, how can I train so many hours but get tired in a fraction of that time?
And you only learn that when that moment's there.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only time. You can't practice that when you're in a closed room in a gym and like there's no crowd.
Right.
Like you have to practice that like in the fire, you know. And it's the same with performance. Like I've had performances where people were like not even moving, they're just staring. They're just staring, and I felt like a fish in a tank, you know, with a glass. But they're just staring, you know.
Dude, next time that happens,
Why just mirror them? Mirror them.
Yeah. No. Next time that happens, just go like this.
Just do it right back, dog.
You know, it's like, man. But then you learn to, it's like, dude, never mind. Like, play the best you can, sing the songs the best you can, and then from that crowd of people just staring at you, there's gonna be someone that you affect, you know.
Yeah.
And then they'll come to you afterwards. You can make the connection like that.
Hey, you ever do that weird thing where everyone's like, oh, when you're center stage and you're like, oh, just imagine a room full of people in underwear? It's like not only the chicks.
No,
it's naked. It's naked.
Oh, naked.
It's naked.
Naked.
I just imagine all the chicks with no hair. Or no eyebrows. Just imagine people
Oh man, that's awesome. They think you're happy because the vibes is just no one has hair. I was asking Jason while you're in the bathroom
shaving.
Yeah, hey, bro, don't get mad. I do my manscaping, whatever.
Like, wrong time, Joe.
That if we were going off of being able to see different emotions that people have when you enter a space, if you were about to enter the cage and it was a color that a color that you're not comfortable with or you feel bad vibes, would you still enter it? Because I was telling him, if you're able to see it, it'll force people to avoid situations, right?
I've learned to get comfortable in uncomfortable situations. So how you were talking about, how Jay was talking about, it's very hard to mimic a performance night, right? Because when he's writing and rehearsing, you can't have.
You're getting close to it. You're almost like trying to. But no matter what, that could switch up once it goes live. Like you know,
you can't have 5,000 people in a room or whatever. Just giving him certain emotions that he can play off of.
Right.
Likewise in fighting. So you do things like I'll train in certain situations that just make me uncomfortable. Like, go 10 rounds with 5 different sparring partners, 2 rounds apiece, and it's just like it's a change up. It's not even necessarily I'm getting tired. That's the easy part. It's the style changes.
Right.
And putting myself in positions where like I'm seeking failure. I want failure. Even my sprint regimens, I want to eat shit and die.
That's the lessons right there.
Because that's where I'm gonna learn. Because then in the fight, I'm like, I'm so comfortable being uncomfortable. I'm comfortable dying already. I'm comfortable with failure. So the only way to go is up now, success. And I don't know, be all.
Go ahead, you can.
Mythological and stuff, like, But like I chase.
Why are you laughing?
I chase dying.
Mythological.
Or whatever.
Like a fairy.
like Greek myth.
Yeah. Even like my brother, my nephews, they've come in and they've seen me train a little bit.
Yeah.
They've seen me train to the best of what I can make out of what I'm doing here on island, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, "God, Uncle Joe, like, what the hell? You didn't stop moving for like 3 hours. Like, can you keep still?" I'm like, "Nah, bro. Like, this is what I do." I've let my brother jump into my workouts, and he's like, "Fuck you, I'm not doing this again." Call me when we're gonna do the weightlifting regimen, not the cardio regimen.
Because we're not like you.
See, I've heard that. I've heard that exact line like 5 times.
I went to San Diego,
now.
and this guy's like, "Come train at the gym." I couldn't walk from my gig the next day, dude. I had to stand up and play, and I was like, shit was shaking.
You're sitting on a chair, right?
He says he couldn't walk, but that's not from the workout. Hey.
Too far. This is public, bro.
Hey.
My mom's gonna listen to this.
Hey, auntie.
But yeah,
No,
you're built for it. You're conditioned for it. You know?
When I first started fighting, yeah, it's tunnel vision. I still remember like my first few fights. All I could see, they're like, Joe, go, and I'm just like, I can only see like what's directly in front of me. I can't even see out my peripherals. Everything's like just tunnel vision. Yeah. And I remember they call my name and I run to the ring or the cage, whether I'm doing Muay Thai, kickboxing, or MMA. I just run out there. Don't even soak it in. Don't even enjoy the process. Yeah. Now they call my name. I'm like, I'm gonna let this song play for a minute. You guys are waiting for the chorus.
They're like pushing you along. Like, come on, Joe.
You know, I'm gonna take my shirt off and flex. Right. Be like, hey, bro, I've been working out and eating right. You know, I you know, all my friends and my families there. We get hyped up together and it's fun. And then when I finally do step in the ring or the cage, I'm out there. I'm pointing to them. I'm saying, "What's up? Let's go. Let's do this." And I enjoy it. That's when on my fight night, I get to be Jason J. I get to be the rock star of my show. You know, win or lose, whatever. That's not the point. It's the performance. And that's what Jay was talking about. It's about performance. And when I start to focus more on like, hey bro, are you gonna utilize all these weapons that you've been working on, or are you just throw it to shit? Like, cool, bro, you worked on this move 1 million reps. And you're not going to use it one time, or at least attempt, at least try it. And if it fails, it fucking fails. Who cares?
Right.
This is professional fighting. Nothing's 100%. There's a difference between being a martial artist and being a professional fighter, right? You're a martial artist in the way you live, the way you treat your friends, the way you treat your family, the way you conduct yourself.
So you sort of make the art trickle down into other parts of your life.
Mm-hmm. Wow. You have to. Yeah. You know, and it's being a martial artist is like, how you manifest life.
So there's no glory in being a martial artist?
No, there is glory.
Okay.
Because being a martial artist is about respect. It's about honor. You know, it's the yin and yang. It's about handling the good and handling the bad and turning it into good, turning everything into positive. And that's why me and Jay, we always converse about these topics. But for me, as far as like fighting's concerned, now when I walk in there, dude, I enjoy myself. I enjoy the process. Now I get to be him. You know, when he's out there and he's like, yeah, you know, he's got his axe. We call his guitar his axe, right?
No, it's called a guitar, bro.
Oh, okay.
The axe is like old school already.
Oh, shit.
Like 80s. Yeah.
See, this is how you know I'm old. But you know what I mean? He gets to go out there and he's like, yeah, under the bright lights and everything. He's ready to rock out. And I get to feel that now when I fight. I get to be like, cool, I absorb the energy of the crowd. I get to, you know, I actually can see outside the ring.
It's crazy though. Hold on. Sorry to interrupt you. But it's crazy because like the process is the same for like how you have to walk out to the ring. I have to walk out to the stage, right? And lately I've been like on this super nostalgic moment whenever I go on the bigger stages. And like from the moment walking down like the green room, up the stairs onto the stage, like it's almost like time is a different, slower. It feels slower, but at the same time it's fast. Like next thing you're on stage, but like if you like slow down, like I'll look around and look at the people, the faces I'm seeing as I'm walking to the stage, you know,
throwing like a wink, like,
yeah, dude. Bro, I've done this. Like I've been exactly. Yeah. But it's like slower, you know. It's like mystical looking.
No, it's fast, but in a way, don't you feel like you're controlling?
You try to make it slow.
Yeah, you're controlling it.
Because I've been in the point where like I was walking to.
You guys sound like you guys are living in a fourth dimension. I'm just trying to get a handle of of what you guys are like saying. You know, it's like. Is it because your adrenaline is pumping so much?
That as well.
You still get like adrenaline pumps?
Yes, but that's what like the moments like that I can't. I feel like it's like butterflies, and I like try to like
you need to take a shit. Real quick.
I try to sit in it. I try to really sit in it because it's like that when you sit in it and you like accept that you're like feeling crazy.
Yeah.
About like you know about like performing, and it's like time ticks differently because your mind is running, your heart's running, and time can tick slowly,
right?
At the same time, fast. But it's a little bit of both. But it's like it's tunnel vision, you know. It's like tunnel vision. There's a homie's brand band in.
Oh shit! Just for all you guys listening,
not
Jay's
on purpose.
Really wearing a tunnel vision T-shirt right now.
SoCal reggae band.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's almost like getting sucked into this.
I love this.
You get sucked towards the stage. You get sucked towards the ring because and you walk in. I don't know. It's just a lot of different.
I wish I was getting sucked.
What is? Well, it's...
No, but no, I understand what.
But it goes back to the growth, right? The maturity of being able to like relish the moment before when you guys were younger musicians or artists in general, right? But when you're a younger artist, it was like, let's get this done, let's get this over with. This is what I've done. This is what I've been training for all my life.
Right.
Now it's like, all right, let's take this by the day and see how we can improve.
Because if you don't like try to bask in the moment, like that walkout is so crucial. Like, and it sets the tone for yourself in your mind. Like how, like if I'm like not controlling that, like my set could be like not quite where I'm at. Like my heart could be racing too fast, and I start playing, and then like it feels like the tempo's slower or some shit like that, you know.
Right.
But like learning how to bask in that feeling, like the butterflies, and like I sit in that shit. Like I'll walk really slow, dude. Like to the stage, you know. And like
you're like playing with the butterflies.
Yeah, but that's how it is now. But before it wasn't like that. Before I was like, oh shit, okay, shoot, yeah, cool, you know, and you just run right up to the stage and start. But it's like if you slow it down, you can like I'll take deep breaths as I'm walking up. Like I even do it at my friends' like shows, you know, like some of the bigger guys I kick it with, like they have these bigger shows, and like I'll be kicking with them in the green room, and then as they walk up, I'll walk behind them, but I'm just pretending it's like I'm about to perform too. I just try to build off the energy, you know?
Right.
Because we all go through the same thing, walking up on the bigger stages. Like when you have a big ass crowd, like chanting for the band already, you know?
Right.
It's like
I never had the opportunity to watch Jay at his concerts, like the big concerts that he
goes to my
for.
grimy shows, like the bar show.
No, but I've seen him at a like I've seen him at all those shows, but I've also seen him at like a bigger bar show, like. Yeah. You know, where like when he rocks out on stage, you can tell like he came to jam.
Like a House of Blues,
because he'll take ownership
some
of
the smaller rooms of those.
Yeah, he'll take ownership of the whole crowd, and you just watch the energy of the room. Like, why are people dancing for 3, 4, 5 hours straight? Because it's energy. You know, it's not just like obviously he's got skill, he's got talent, but Jay's he'll fucking destroy. Like, he'll smash, bro.
Right.
And I'm just like. Rah. I knew this guy wouldn't, you know, he didn't even know how to spell guitar. I don't even know if he still knows how to spell guitar.
Jay.
You know, what's A minor?
You tell me what A minor.
Little story about Jay. He didn't even know the notes. He skipped it. He's like, screw this.
Bro, that's a lot of people in Guam though. You just started jamming, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you play to
like,
the music.
Bro, like the times where they have the typhoons and no power, like you have a guitar at home, it's like candlelight, it's the mood set already. It's like, all right.
It's just what your cousin taught you.
Yeah, exactly.
What note is that? I don't know, bro. It's just my cousin taught me this one. You know?
Yeah, that's how he tried to teach me too. And then he gave up on my ass. Said, "Pa, I really want to learn how to play guitar." You know?
No, because you're telling me that, but you're not even putting the time, dude.
I tried, and he gave up on me. He's like, "Bro, make your fingers like this." And then I was like, sorry. He's like, make your
did he really get mad like that?
No, I just
I gave up.
I'm just like, yeah, never mind then. Just go fight.
he's like, never mind.
Let's go play basketball.
Let's go play basketball. Yeah.
I used to stuff Joe hard.
That was their shit.
I know his move. I knew all his moves. It's like, oh, there he goes again under the rim.
It's not good when you say I used to stuff Joe hard. Okay.
No, in basketball.
Now me and Jay used to. I grew up in Camp Chile, right? Everybody knows this. So my auntie, like, I love my auntie to death, but she used to make me work all the time. So I used to tell Jay, boy, I don't want to go home. Since your mom's going to make me stack drinks and sweep them up the store. And to dip out, I'd be at basketball practice. We would go to his house first. Grandma would make pancit or whatever. You know, we would make Hot Pockets at the time. And then we would be at practice like 30, 45 minutes early, just running drills, shooting the shit. Getting in we're like Michael Jordan. We didn't even know it though, because YouTube wasn't around.
Right.
We already had hit 100 jump shots, layups, ran the plays.
That's all we did before.
That's all we did.
For a moment, like we wanted to play basketball.
Yeah, we just wanted the ball.
And I realized, like,
And Jason was like, Iverson.
Iverson. I did have those Iverson shoes with the thing in the
We
bottom,
all did. We all had Iverson shoes, man. And when Jason was shooting from the 3-point, he's like, Iverson.
Do you remember that? That basketball game where you got uniforms that are from the Philippines, but they're like 3 sizes larger. So everyone was like super bent, all rolling the pants and the shirts.
Yeah.
Like,
It only fit
who ordered
Jason.
this? I was like, it's like a 5X.
It's not a medium.
Jason's been this size our whole life, bro.
Yeah, I came out this size.
Yeah.
I came in an egg. And you cut the egg open, or you crack the egg and there's another egg.
I know it's your guitar in the other egg.
Yeah, and then you crack that, there's 2 eggs in one egg. Man, this surprise toy thing is like a trip, man. Speaking of eggs, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it's just...
That's just off topic, right?
Well, he's got 2. He's got 2 babies.
Yeah.
He's got 2 kids.
I mean, dude, all my friends around me have kids. You know what I mean? And it's like
we're that age.
We are that age.
Yeah, it's that age now.
I mean, we're getting so old. My parents are like, so yeah, you guys think about having kids?
But that's their clock. That's why they're like, oh, you know, I'm getting older too. I want to see it. So it's like it's a trip. I had my first kid at 23.
Shout out to Stage Ella.
Beautiful daughter. Yeah. So like, you know, I had to learn to balance like music and family.
Yeah, I remember we were talking.
So crazy.
And dude, I mean, I think every podcast that I do with people, I always bring up what you said to me when in the studio was when I asked you, how do you find balance? You said, I don't find balance. I constantly maintain balance.
Yeah.
And dude, that resonated with me. Like up until now, I probably even said it the last episode. Yeah, probably, dude. Yeah.
It's a matter like if you start to put too much time on one thing, you have to realize there's damage control you need to do on the other side. Like, you know, because you don't have so much of yourself you can give. It feels like that. And I don't know if me saying it is just keeping me in that feeling, or a matter just like, because I've been trying to like do this thing every morning where I wake up and like the mantras, like, you know, you just wake up and you have a statement of how you want everything in your life.
Yeah, Broken Walker does that.
Yeah, like I've been trying to do it.
It's like a meditation technique where you say, I'm going to be badass today.
I tell myself, like, you know,
badass today.
I have a perfect balance of family and music, and both are thriving or something like that, you know? And
where did you get that from? Is that something that you just decided, or...
This last record I made, I felt like I got into some, like, a mindset or headspace that was just, like, really bad. So I had to figure out how to pull myself and, like, it's kind of looking more into myself and, like, spiritually in a way, you know? But not going to church, but just, like, trying to meditate more. Like Joe just was meditating as well, and that it's like strengthening your mental state and your emotional state.
Do you engage in meditation a lot?
Yeah.
Talk to yourselves?
Yeah. My head.
It's important. I think it's important.
I call it's your reality check, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So it's self-reflection and it's reality check. Like, are you honest with yourself, or are you just telling yourself like, bro, I'm badass, or you look in the mirror and analyze like where you are in life and the things you contribute to the world and the energy you put out and what you truly believe, you know? And I think that there's a lot of people that they say some shit, but they don't really act on it, or they don't really believe it, you know? And that's why I'm always like, hey, I'm not Mr. Positive. However, I'm inching towards that direction. I'm trying. I tell people I go to church because I'm the guy that needs to go to church. I'm the guy that you put that guy in church. He needs to be there.
Right.
It's self-awareness of.
It's not going to be like you're going to tell someone they need to go to church because you're going to church.
Yo, never. Yeah. And when I go to church, honestly, I'm not. These days, I grew up Catholic, right? I go to Christian church now, but
hey, you enjoying this conversation with Joe Gogo and Jason J? Go over, if you're listening to this on the Apple Podcast app, go over to the app now, scroll all the way to the bottom, and you'll find ratings and reviews. Feel free to leave a rating. Feel free to leave a review, and Matt will read it on our next podcast. All right, back to the conversation.
To me, it's not
like
about
a non-denominational.
Non-denominational.
This guy goes to church like a concert, dude.
Yeah.
He sends me these videos.
Yeah,
like this is church, bro. This looks like last night for me.
It's like last night, but I was on stage.
They're having like drum solos. I'm like, get out of here. There's no Jameson over there. There's got to be Jameson.
They don't even put out wine at my church, you know. But I believe like it's spirituality, not religion.
Yeah.
Religion is man-made. We made religion.
Right.
Like people before our time was like, hey, you are gonna worship God in this shape and form, and this is how it's done. And
someone made the structure.
Yeah,
they made the structure.
Abraham was 900 years old or 700. Moses was 900.
And
whether they're guided by like the Holy Spirit or whatever it's still man-made, you know? Like and like sometimes it's so easy to just be so like think about like why things are put in place, you know, and just it's like almost like conspiracy theorists, right? Like why are things a certain way and why are we told that's the way it is when someone else is benefiting from that?
Well, it's organization, right?
Yeah.
You want people, you want to control the masses, not to be any kind of...
You know what I mean? I mean, basically, you just, like, that's just describing Hitler, you know?
Right.
Controlling masses. I mean, let's not get weird.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Weird,
let's not skew those lines. But I believe in spirituality. So for me, when I go to church, it's a one line. It's me and God, you know? And so when I pray, sometimes when my prayers, I've adopted a thing now. It's like I have a conversation now. Hey, God, man, I messed up this week. I did this, and this. What are my options to rectify the situation? How do I go from here? What's my launch pad to growing from that pattern or changing that pattern and be a better man? You know, not just a better person, but like sorry guys about gender roles, but I want to be a better man. You know, not just person.
It's interesting. We have
it's very interesting.
We have to note those things now,
especially
you know?
us being
like,
from. I mean, I'm sure it's on Guam, but we live in California now. It's a very politically right state.
Yeah, it's a PC state.
People call each other out on stuff all the time.
Politically correct state.
Yeah, PC. Yeah,
PC state. So whatever you got to watch out everything you do. I was literally
like you're literally walking on eggshells with the things
all
that
the
you
time.
say.
You know. I was literally just at Matapang doing a barbecue for my nephew, 5-year-old nephew. My cousin goes, "Hey, Par, can you drive to my house, go pick up foil?" And then my other cousin goes, "Hey, when you pick up foil, can you grab your nieces, right?" And I'm like, "Okay, I don't want to lose my parking spot because Matapang, there's only so many spots."
Yeah.
But my cousin, Rollin, sorry, Par, to put you on blast, he ends up having a sticker, right? Handicap sticker. I'm like, shoot, I'll have a spot when I get back because he has a handicap sticker. Boom, 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 boom. Like 2-3 people would say, "It's not handicap, boy, it's disabled." And I was like, oh, I just went like the last 30 years of my life saying park in the handicap spot,
right?
Or help your auntie or help your mom who just parked in the handicap spot. So, you know, I got to retrain my mind, you know? And so like, there's other things. There's like the whole non-binary and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, guys,
cisgender.
Step at a time, at a time.
Yeah.
You know, and then the people think like, I'm not disrespecting you. It's just like, hold on. Like I grew up a certain way and I'll get there.
Right.
You know,
sensitivity levels
yes,
through the roof.
Through the roof.
That's the product of like social media.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because everyone's all like thinking too much now.
But I didn't think that we had a problem here. I mean, maybe I'm just being ignorant and naive, but I didn't really think there were any real gender issues going on. I mean, the mother, it's a matriarchal society. The mother it's always been the top.
Yeah.
You know, it's always been the top of the family, right?
Yeah.
That's what I tell people in Cali. And they're like, because they're trying to get out of oppression for women or some sort of like gender role situation. And I'm like, I don't know, man. I'm from Guam. The top dogs in my family are women.
Yeah.
So what?
Yeah.
When the men, the men do the barbecuing and the cleaning outside, but it's because what? The women said, "Hey, go outside and cut the grass."
He's only cooking the half-cooked chicken for the chicken kettle.
See? And the women dictate everything. So I'm like, I don't know what you guys are talking about.
But in the States, I think it's different though. It's the opposite way around. The men, like, you know, like I feel that's where that's coming from.
American society was the man goes to work, the woman stays home.
Yeah.
But we did that on Guam anyways too.
But the woman still holds the pants in Guam.
Yeah.
It's like crazy.
And it didn't matter what how do you say this? What race you come from, right? It's just the area.
The culture, like.
So, I mean, just the fact that everything's become so PC and that we have to like give a caution before we say it. You know, it's like, no, I don't really feel this way, but I'm gonna say it. You know?
And sometimes you're moving too fast that you just say it. You know, it's like, oh,
yeah.
I couldn't give a caution because I didn't even know that was coming.
I didn't. Yeah.
It just came out. I'm like, oh, I gotta go.
Yeah. Sorry.
My stomach hurts.
My stomach hurts.
Yeah.
I forgot why we got there. Ugh, jeez.
Well, Jason did this walk this past weekend. The rainbow walk.
This is a segment where we're just gonna do shadow boxing for us. Tune into Instagram Live right now, Master Random.
Yeah.
Shadow box. 15 minutes.
Oh, social media. So me and Jay, we talked about social media several times, right? But we are both artists, and we're both in positions in our life where we have to use social media as our launch board. We have to use social media as a way to promote ourselves, right? It's free advertisement,
right?
So sorry guys when I post like an asshole and I'm like, God, Joe, you're flooding my feed. Like, stop it, bro, before I mute you.
Right.
It's because
it feels so unhealthy, Joe.
It's
I'm eating my Snickers and you're working.
And he's eating Snickers and be like, that's a great workout.
Great.
I like that exercise. But yeah, we're on pressure. I'm pretty sure like the venues that Jay plays at, they're like, hey, here's the invitation, or here's the whatever,
flyer.
Like the flyer for the concert or for the show.
Right.
Pump it, blast it, yada yada yada. Post
Speaking
it
of.
2 to 3 times a week, 2 to 3 times a day if you can, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
And so when I do it, that's the purpose. Like, I'm doing the same exact thing. Promoters are emailing like, hey, or texting me or calling me. Like, I've been on Guam, my phone doesn't really work, but every time I'm in Wi-Fi here and there, I have a promoter be like, hey, how come you haven't posted your stuff yet? I'm like, because I'm posting my trip to Palau right now and my nephew's 5-year-old birthday party.
Right.
And but yeah, that just comes with it. So what I'm saying is, like, we've been trying
it's part of the business.
Yeah. Sometimes we want to just shut it off, like our social media game, but we can't. We have to use it as a tool.
Yeah, I mean, social media is a big tool for this podcast.
Very.
I mean, if I'm not posting on social media, then
how are people gonna
how
know?
the fuck people are gonna listen to me?
Yeah.
Boy, what station do I listen to you on?
Yeah. Yeah. Good luck trying to text
96.5.
Yeah.
I'll try to explain to my girlfriend's grandpa before I left the house, before Joe picked me up, about what podcast was, and I gave up. I was like, radio. There was station. I don't even know.
It's people like you, bro. You're enabling.
But he was like, he just didn't get it. I was trying to explain it, but it's like, it's so different for them. I was like, it's like a conversation, just the audio. And then he was like, where's it played? I was like, on the websites.
Yeah, man. Imagine when I first started this. That's what I was struggling with for a long time. Was fucking, how do I listen to you? Yeah. What is it? What is this?
Right.
And I guess that's the battle.
Yeah.
That's thankfully as more people are gonna start doing podcasts and have been, it becomes more familiar.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
The word goes around. You hear podcasts more and more these days, and I think it's awesome.
Yeah, it's great.
I listen to podcasts more than listen to music now.
Same here. My long drives are podcasts.
Long drives, when I'm cooking, cleaning the house, whatever I got to do, I'm listening to podcasts.
Yeah.
It's a fun way to learn information too.
Right.
So even if you're not doing something as relaxed as our podcast, we're trying to let the public know a thing or two about me and Jay.
Insight, right?
Insight
on people.
But there's a lot of like medical podcasts and stuff like that.
Right,
but
health podcasts.
Yeah, they present the information a lot more like fun, and so you're like, cool, I'll listen to this because it's like shaking the professor's hand and actually having a beer with them and talking.
Right.
Versus like being there, sitting down in a lecture. You're like, man, you have to talk like this because you're abiding by the university's rule set.
Right.
Versus like, shoot, bro, like I feel like we just smoked a joint. I'm just wait, that's not legal here yet.
It is legal here.
Oh, it's legal here?
Where are you from?
Hey,
yeah.
From California, where it's legally being sold everywhere.
Okay, let me get this. So like I was thinking like well, like when you listen to podcasts, right? Like especially some like the ones I listen to like with the famous songwriters, right? And people who have like written like so many Grammy hits and stuff like that. And they're literally talking about their personal life. Like with the podcast, I'll drive and just listen, and like that whole thing about like whoever you surround yourself with, like that your network is
your net worth.
Yeah.
Right.
So like I imagine as I'm listening to a podcast, it's like a circle table. I imagine I'm at the table. So it's like I'm trying to get whatever that guy, without even meeting him, get what he has. Just get some of that sauce, whatever that is driving him.
Yeah.
And because I'm like driving, and it's like it's crazy because sometimes I'm driving, I'm not even there driving. My mind is like is in the podcast or the song, whatever I'm listening to, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, damn, I'm actually just driving like
I mean,
I'm looking at the road,
actually.
but it's like I don't even see that. It's like I'm in thought land,
Yeah.
you know? I'm still making my maneuvers, of course, but
Yeah. Of course I'm still driving safe.
I'm looking back when I'm driving forward.
Still has his blinkers on, but he's making sure.
Oh, you mean you're asleep while you're yeah. But yeah, I think like putting yourself in the mode of like you're there, you're actually there, you know. So you trick your mind to like absorb whatever that is. Like it's like my first time sitting with a person,
right?
You know. So I that's what I like to take from podcasts, and I do a lot with your podcast. Like
I feel
like I'm there like at the table. I just don't have a mic,
right?
You know, I'm saying,
yeah,
dope. You know, like a part of it, and it's really.
Ariel,
I'm mad.
Like a lot of their podcasts really helped me like just like stay in touch with everything, and I felt like, you know, like I always message you. I was like, bro, you're doing a great job, you know.
Yeah, man, and dude, I think that's what drives me a lot, right? I feel like there is a disconnect between, you know, not even Chamorros, but Guamanians who live in the States, and whether it be for the last year or 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, and the people living here on Guam, right? And even though we're so connected, there still feels like there's this like sort of disconnect,
right?
And the more, as I was saying in the beginning of the conversation, it's weird how it's fucking tying in, is that the more people I talk to who live out there, the more I'm able to tie in the thoughts, and you find that it's not so different, right? And as we were talking outside, the hustle is different. The hustle is different, but the hustle is the same.
Yeah.
As long as you're hustling.
The avenues. But the hustle is the same.
Yeah. And
the growth. You know?
Yeah. And I think the only main difference between out in the States and here is the opportunities presented, right? It's not a presented opportunity more here in Guam more so than it is in the States. Right. Like how many gigs can you get out of California, or even just within the state of California itself?
Exactly. Yeah. You just it's like the fuse is longer, you know, but it's the same thing. It's like the starting point to the finish point. Like we're all like it's a matter of like, that's yeah. I just lost my point.
Already, bro.
I just lost my point.
And well, I'm saying, and you lost your point in the.
What I was trying to get to.
What were we talking about?
Yeah.
Just the disconnect, and how, like, talking to people and finding out that, well, for me, finding out that we're all doing pretty much the same thing, but the opportunity is more available here on Guam.
Right.
I mean, in the States than it is here on Guam.
So everybody's been. Sorry, pardon to interrupt.
No, go ahead.
They say that, but I kind of disagree, man. Like,
as far as opportunity.
Yes. Now I know what you mean, right? It's a more massive population, and there's more ground. Yeah. However, on Guam, because it's so secluded, you can grow. Look at all the entrepreneurs. Last time we talked about entrepreneurship here.
Right.
All these brands open up. All these brands are just right next door to us, right?
Everything.
What's the acai bowl spot again?
Mighty Purple.
Right. Crowns. Right. Everybody's they're kicking ass right now.
Right.
Tommy's Pizza.
Right.
You know what I mean? Hey guys, I'm not even getting sponsored. I'm just kidding.
This ain't even getting sponsored.
It's not about that though, right?
Right.
It's amazing that the homies that we all grew up with, the parties we all grew up with, they're grinding. And right now, so when you talk about opportunity, there's only one of them a lot of the time. Or these Porta Mochas, right? That's locally owned as well. Right.
Not sponsored.
Right.
They
not
don't sponsor the podcast.
There's not 17 Starbuckses on Guam.
Right.
These are all locally owned brands, and they're kicking ass, and they're doing a great job.
Right.
The competition level is small, is what I'm saying. So when you talk about opportunity in the mainland, because there is, or whatever, America, whatever you want to say, however you want to dictate that, right?
There's just more fish. There's more fish.
Right. There's also a lot of competition, a massive amount of competition. So on Guam, you have, if one person opens up a pizza spot, you got one other competitor, maybe two, Pizza Hut, you know, and the other spot. You know, if you open up coffee, it's like you got Coffee Slut and
No, there's a lot more now for coffee.
For the mocha, and you know what I'm saying. But you know what I mean, though, right?
No, I know.
Yeah. There's a lot more now, but we say there's a lot more now, but that's only relative to like like how we grew up, where we were like, okay, you go to the gas station, get coffee at what is it called, special Circle K,
right?
Or you go to
it's only like a portion of the city out there, you know.
You're really giving all these
hey, bro,
giving all these businesses
anybody want to throw?
He's really fishing. He's fishing for a sponsor.
You know what I mean?
You know? I'll sponsor you, Joe.
Yeah.
Thanks for mentioning me on that podcast.
Right? Yeah. It's like, damn.
No, but I get what you mean.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Just the amount. It's the amount.
It's the opportunity though is created here. You have to create it. You have to go out and chase the creation of the opportunity. Out there, you just chase the opportunity because it's there for you taking. But then again, you're going up against a million other people who are chasing that same opportunity.
Yeah. So that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying, so when people are like, opportunity this and opportunity that, even when in the fight world, they're like, oh, you're only this good because you've been training the mainland. I was like, nah, bro. I moved to all these other spots. I was already kicking ass. Yeah. I walked out there and I decided, hey, bro, I'm going to win. I'm going to kick ass and I'm going to win. And it was that mindset. The spot I train out now, the gyms here are better than the place I train out. It's almost like I went backwards. It's almost like I went back to when I was first started training and we just put our mats together and we're like, shoot, bro, I'll see you then. We'll train. My gym that I train now is, I don't know, it's the size of this living room, bro. It's small.
Really?
Yeah, bro. It's not that big.
It looks big in Instagram.
You punch someone, their head hits the wall.
Hey, pretty much. We have to take, sometimes, you know, everybody takes precedence where I spar. So if you have a fight coming up, you have precedence. You know, like, okay, don't get me wrong, like 20 people can spar at the same time, which is basically 10 people sparring.
Pretty much a riot.
Yeah, it's a riot.
In a room this small?
Yeah. Okay. A little bit bigger.
Someone's getting thrown off the balcony.
Yeah, a little bit bigger.
All these things, broken bottles.
So I tell people it's not where you train, it's what you train. Yeah. You know?
Right.
And it's just the same thing with business and opportunity. It's not if you're closed minded and you're like, oh yeah, I can't do this, I can't do that because I don't live somewhere, or because I wasn't presented with a certain opportunity. Well, then that's your fucking mindset, dog. That's on you. Yeah. Right. If you're born broke and you die broke, that's the saying. That's on you.
Right.
But I think that opportunity in Guam is growing, man. Look at the freaking tourism. It's growing here. It's massive. So even the military, it's growing here. Like, but they're patronizing businesses, is what I'm saying.
Right.
So
no, I'm totally in agreement. I share your sentiment as far as like people just have to be able to want to create the opportunity or want to do the legwork, because there's a lot of legwork here on Guam. And things aren't cheap.
Yeah, you know. And look at all the parts now. Most of the times we're all wearing crowns. We're all wearing husk and grind.
Keep on naming.
Anywhere.
Don't forget your other friends. Everybody.
Oh shit! If I don't say a par's name, they're like, hey,
we're not here to make enemies, guys. Yeah.
Not frenemies.
You're really digging yourself a hole here, Joe.
Right? Okay, I got you, bro. I got you. So,
but you know what I mean? We've taken a back seat from buying all these.
Take the back seat.
Other things, you know. Yeah. So.
Oh my god.
What's cool about it is like for Guam, like so small, like the amount of the ability for others to inspire the other somebody else to start something. So it's like that's why like people are like, dude, there's a lot of talent for such a small amount of space. I feel like one person like inspires somebody else to start a podcast. Someone inspires somebody else to fight, start writing songs, you know. And it's like, man, if they can do it, I can do it too. That's why it's like a high concentration. Like in the States, in the town, a small town the size of Guam, like you have like 2 people trying to do it, and everyone else is just like, you know,
maybe one day.
Yeah. Or like saying maybes.
Or they'll look at Jay and be like, oh, he got lucky, or he only got there because of a circumstance. They don't know that he paved his own journey. Yeah. He did it himself, you know?
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's amazing for this small amount of space, you know?
Yeah.
Like you go to these other islands, like in, let's say like the Philippines, like there may be like one famous person from the island, and everyone else is just regular ass people. But for Guam, the amount of space, like there's so many people who are trying to be amazing.
Yeah.
That's like different from other places that I've seen, you know.
Right.
Like, in Guam, in the States, are like, where are you from, Guam? And we like, oh, I'm from another European place, or like like in Mexico, a small island or whatever, and it's different, dude. Like Guam is like special, you know. And it's a matter of everybody realizing that there's like it's like the talent is really fermented here,
right?
Like it's been growing, you know, but only now that it's having a spotlight, you know.
Right.
Man, that was sexy. The talent is really fermented.
Yeah, it's
like pickled pickles. Hashtag chemically. While I'm at it, right?
You are on a roll. Yes, count chili.
We're gonna have to after the video, after we're done, for the video, we're gonna have to do a rolling credits.
3 minutes. 3 minutes.
They're like fucking Joe Gogo, man.
Just Gogo, stop.
Stop. So every time I go to the mainland, right? Like when I first tell them my name, they're like, "Your name is Joe Gogo," and then they come up with all their jokes, right? Like, "Stop, G.I. Joe Gogo," whatever. I'm like, keep it coming, bro. Tell me a new one because I'm from Guam, bro.
Right.
You think they let me out of elementary without bantering me, without like casting me my whole life? Shoot, tell me something new so I can actually laugh, bro. I've been dealing with that forever. No. Anyways.
Joe just flexed his arm. So
and my arm.
He's showing all those people in elementary school.
But yeah, it's a beautiful thing, man. Like I'm coming back and seeing like just on the music side, like I'm also seeing like all the entrepreneur business, like and like
there's a lot of people doing shit
our
here,
age
dude.
now. Like they're really like, it's like, dude, I'm gonna do this now. Like, it's inspiring, dude.
I think art is gonna be the next big thing.
Yeah.
If society nurtures it,
that's
not just the community.
Yeah.
It has to be society.
There has to be a foundation of funding for all that.
Right.
You know.
Right. And it could include government, and it could not include government.
Yeah.
It can
be a non-profit kind of thing.
Right. It can
people
be
still fund it.
It can be guilds and stuff like that. Yeah, private investors. But until the nurturing comes of it, then I think it'll define who we really are here on Guam. How we have evolved from hut living, grass skirt wearing, no shirt wearing Chamorros.
I still wear no shirt.
Okay. to people who find themselves equal with the rest of the world.
Right.
Even though we come from a smaller square area. I almost said square area.
Newman Gross, they're passed out.
Sorry to interrupt. I'm sorry to interrupt. That's just funny.
But it's and as I've been doing this podcast over the last few years or 4 years, and I know people who listen to this podcast like, dude, you're talking about your podcast again. It's just I notice things, right? And I've had the opportunity to talk to people who either started whatever they were doing and they've progressed so far, or they were in the middle of it, or they're on the tail end of it, and they're ready to pass on the knowledge and the information to the next generation.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think the next 5-10 years here on Guam are extremely crucial.
Yeah, I agree.
But how do you guys keep yourselves, I don't want to say relevant, because relevant's a really bad word to use, but how do you guys still keep yourself involved and making sure, that you still have an audience when you get here, being performers
Just
or artists?
Making sure our content gets here. For me, it's music. Like Joe, it's his wins. You know what I mean? It's just a matter of. I mean, they know us enough already. Like our numbers come from Guam. We're working on numbers out there. That's the goal.
That's the weird thing.
Yeah.
I mean, you live in a place where there's 30,000 people from Guam.
Yeah.
In the city alone.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But everyone's a lot of the Guam people out there everyone's still so busy. Mm-hmm. So it's sometimes hard to link up with the Guam people out there.
I'm floating right under the radar.
You have to carve time
even in LA
out of your day. Yeah, I got a family too. Like after rehearsals, I'm trying to meet up with people. It's I should be home right now.
Right.
So it's like the time just everyone's schedules are so different. They move a certain speed and time pumping on your schedule and your hustle and grind is gets inconvenient. It gets hard to make that time.
Right.
I don't know. It's a weird. I guess it's.
And it just goes back to what I was talking about, the disconnect, right?
Yeah.
There's a huge disconnect between people who have been living out there for a while and people who live here but also now people who live out there, but still disconnected with other people who are tied here, but live out there. Fuck, I hope I didn't confuse everybody.
What I feel like,
fuck, I confused myself saying it.
I feel like the disconnect can be cured almost instantly by like coming and being in person with whoever it is that you want to connect with, you know? Like let's say I have a disconnect with other musicians on Guam. Like when I come back, I'm like, yo, let's link up. Like I got to sit down with like Siege Blas and just talk on that, like you know, that's some of the first times I've sat with him and got to talk like that, you know?
Yeah.
And different people. I'm still trying to meet all my old friends and even the people just like Instagram friends I never met in person. But like,
right.
Trying to link up and be like, you know, just like talk and like compare things with each other, so see how we can make it better, you know? And I feel like it's a whole online thing, like separation. We're away from each other, and it's like this online thing. Everything's glorified on Instagram and Facebook and our posts. It's like when you're in person, it's like there's no glorifying nothing. Like you know, like we're like my goal on this trip is to jam with as much people as I can, like and like jam in private jam sessions in rooms, like show songs to each other, you know.
Yeah.
And like that's the cure for this connect. That's why I want to like I've been trying to come back for so long, and like just like now that I'm finally here, it's like, dude, I feel like that's the cure for it. Like come together, whether it's like people on Guam come out and visit us over there, or we come back, but like heavy hitters, it's a matter of like coming together and how can you make it better in person, because there's a disconnect from the social media and the distance from land. You know, we can't just drive to them, but it's like the most realist thing is talking in person. Like, you know, like with me and you, like I remember hitting it, like we wanted to do like a phone thing.
Yeah.
I was like, I want to sit with you in person, bro.
Yeah.
Like I'd rather just hold off first and like be able to tell you like this is the realist. You don't see me hiding a face or anything. Like, you know, it's the realist thing, you know. So.
And these are the conversations me and Jay have all the time.
Yeah.
We run a lot of parallels. He's talking about jamming with everybody. I wanted to come back and spar as many people as I can on island.
Yeah.
I want to spar I was trying to spar as many badasses as I could, you know, to learn.
In good light, though.
In good light, yeah. It's jam, dog. Not like
you don't want to be the ruler of the school, right?
Yeah, I don't care about that. Hey, and if somebody whips me and being like, bro, that's real cute. You're a Muay Thai champion, but I beat your ass.
Yeah.
But I will learn something. You know?
Right.
Sharpen.
There's times, bro, like you said, there's 30,000 people and 30,000 Chamorros in San Diego alone, right? There's like 250,000 Chamorros on Guam, maybe 220.
Yeah, maybe like 200. Yeah,
200, give or take, whatever. The numbers are skewed, but
not just Chamorros.
Yeah.
But
Guamanian.
Just the population.
I'm not Chamorro, so
right.
Consider myself Guamanian. Just
let's not start categorizing Jay here.
That's not
PC over here. PC control.
Yeah.
Feeling left out, guys.
Feeling left out, bro. We gotta keep him in the conversation here.
But it's all about like we gotta love each other, man. We gotta help each other, you know. And sometimes I feel like there are a lot of moments in the fight community, music community, any community,
right,
where we have to separate because they're like, I'm better than you, you know. And I'm like, it's not about that. I mean, if we have to scrap it out, when we get to that level, then you know what? The world gets to the world gets to get that entertainment,
right,
of two badass Chamorros. We rose to the top through the rankings, and now we have to eventually scrap.
Right.
Or two badass musicians
play a show together.
went through the ranks, and now they have to they got to go at it. They have to battle.
Well, I mean, it's not like a battle thing.
Like on The Voice.
Yeah. But that's a corporate greed right there at the finest. But you know, like they put millions of people in a contest and only one is a winner.
Right.
Everyone else is not good enough.
Right.
It's a dream shatterer. You know, like all these years, people are like, dude, go try it out. Try out The Voice. It's like, bro, I don't need confirmation like that. Like I.
You know, he says that, but I looked up how to sign up for The Voice, but I didn't have all his information.
I don't know. It's just like
I was like, I only have name, age, and date of birth. That's it. I was like, shit.
What color is eyes? Red.
And I was trying to sneak attack on this guy, right? I was just like, boom. Hopefully they get his email, or hopefully he receives an email.
Yeah, he made an email from.
I was like trying. I was like, dude, there's like 90% of this paper I can't.
It's just like I don't know.
Without
just put any.
Because just like with how sensitive everybody is nowadays, like we're
Any.
Gender. I was thinking height, baby height.
Baby height.
But like like with I forgot what I was saying. With like how sensitive everybody is, I feel like.
Come on.
Yeah, you're good.
Like a racehorse.
Yeah. 3 beers and 3 coffees later.
I know.
That's a lot of coffee, dude.
Done with the beer, almost done with the coffee, almost done with the water. This is taking me in some kind of emotional roller coaster. Earlier I was talking, I was like, my hands are still jittering, dude.
Why are my hands sweating?
Like Sixth Sense, you know, the cabinets.
But you were saying, yeah, people are a little bit more sensitive.
Yeah, but I can't remember the thought. Oh, what else did I say there? Do you remember? Do you remember what I was thinking?
I don't.
Yeah, I can't remember what I was saying, but yeah, I'm loving this trip back though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've been back for how long?
Like 4 days now.
Okay.
Or 5 days. Been 5 years.
Yeah.
The last time I was back was Guam Live.
Okay.
First one.
When you played with Mighty Mellow Massive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's nice to be back again. Man, I'm just trying to soak it all in, bro.
Yeah, for sure. You got a lot to do, and
yeah.
I mean, as much as I'm sure you would want to lay down and not do shit and just hang out.
Yeah, I'm like lack of sleep straight up because I'm like, I don't want to sleep. I'm waking up, going to bed late, waking up early just to like soak it all in because I don't know. It could be another few years and I come back. You never know, you know?
Right.
Like I didn't think it'd be 5 years.
And like you were saying, it's important to make those connections face to face. Yeah, social media is nice to message each other and stuff.
That's
and
still just
keeps us connected, but to be able to sit down and that's why as soon as you hit me up, I was like, hell yeah, dude.
Yeah. I was like, you got JoJo? Let's go.
I know. As soon as you hit me up, I said, oh shit, I'm bringing on Joe, and no, they're fucking super tight.
Right.
Be perfect.
Yeah.
So I wasn't surprised. You're like, I'm coming with Joe. I'm like, all right, here we go. Yep. Here we go. Joe, you keep making Jay lose his thoughts.
Oh yeah, that's nothing new, part.
It's nothing new.
He's used to that.
But just like how Joe has been trying to train at every, train with as many people as you can. Are you trying to insert yourself into like different scenes, or I mean, just the music community?
Yeah, all the people that I've been I've been following, as like watching their growth. You know, as I wanted to like sit down and ideally I wanted to write, but I think my headspace is too clustered at the moment to try to write. I just feel like it's the writing process for me is a little bit more like has to be more concentrated.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm thinking like, oh, I only have 2 hours here to write with you, right. I got to go to dinner with my mom,
right,
or go pick up the family or something like that.
Right.
That's when it's like for me, I just can't time myself like that. I don't work that way, I guess,
Right.
But it's not even about not working that way. You just want to give your best product. Is what you want to do.
I don't want to sit down with someone and just write a shitty song. Like I don't like doing that.
Like
it's a
force
waste.
It.
Yeah, because it's wasted time. Like at the end of the day, like you're like you spent 3 hours in this, but nothing special here.
Yeah.
Like like I don't know. There's different ways to look at it, bro. Like some people can do that and are like, why can't you just do that? You should just write whenever you can, But some people have to be like, it's just a matter of like the people how they like their desk setup.
Right.
It's like I can't work when this mouse is over here. I need a analog mouse or whatever.
Right,
I need a wire, not wireless, or shit like that. Preferences, right?
Right.
Yeah,
for sure.
We're all different format.
And to try and write or be creative on a trip that's meant to do something else for you.
Exactly.
Is
I think the thing is the family's here too.
Right.
Like I gotta.
Well, plus it's been 5 years, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, like you said, you're trying to squeeze in every little thing to satisfy everyone. Like, hey, the last time Jason was here, he didn't even come by at least say hi.
Right.
24 hours in a day. Yeah.
Right, exactly.
It's crazy, dude.
Yeah, it's a trip.
Yeah, we had that conversation last time. I'm trying to balance out like time with my dad, my mom.
Yeah.
Different groups of friends, and if
regardless, it's stressful. You can't.
And if you don't like entertain somebody, they're gonna be like, shh, that guy's like this or that guy's like that. It's like, okay, you guys gotta remember, our cell phones don't work. We don't have our cars. It's not the same. And you know what I mean? It's not like we're mobile.
Right.
We can't just go.
Go.
Like, we can't just go. So the one time I'm like, slow down.
Matt, how long we been going for?
I don't know. We're gonna have.
Damn, dude. I think we do need the cue cards, bro.
Actually, an hour 45. Sorry.
Okay.
Freaking Jason.
What do you want to talk about? What do you have? Do you have any questions?
So after that introduction, what are we truly gonna discuss?
Now that we got through the
Intro.
we're gonna. I have a list of questions I wanted to ask you guys.
Right.
Nah, dude, I think this is fun. I'm glad that I've been able to, make this medium a place for us to actually like sit down and a reason for us to talk, converse with each other. Because man, I know you guys' busy schedules, man. And that last time you were here, I just missed you, right? And you're like, it was a short trip, and I was like, oh, it's all good. Wait till the next time you come back, yeah. I think that was like earlier this year.
No, it was holidays.
All right,
Christmas.
Right.
But that was only like 7 days and I was out.
Right.
But holiday season, you had holiday plan. Even I have. Everybody.
Yeah, that blocks out like 3 days.
That blocks out like
right.
Grocery shopping for
a week is crazy to come back to Guam for only a week.
Yeah,
it's gotta be like
not enough, bro. Dude.
Two is like almost not enough.
Yeah,
but you can still kind of get stuff.
That's why I was here for just a little bit over 2 weeks, like 16 days.
Yeah,
and I planned it like that. I was like, bro, I gotta make sure I came in like on a Thursday night so that I can maximize my time.
Right.
3 weekends, so I can get as much time with whoever I need to get time with. But
these are one of my favorite vocal mics, by the way.
Dude, these are the holy grails of this podcast.
These are what Michael Jackson recorded his vocals on.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn, too bad I don't have Michael Jackson's voice, dude. I'd be making hits.
Meant for like pushing, like you can really push it and it doesn't distort as much.
Right. And it's the clarity is really good. I just put together a little movie for my friend, and we did an overdub with these microphones.
Oh.
So
remember, I don't know if you saw on my post, not like when I was in Canada doing the post production. Like boom, I was a boom operator.
Okay.
It's like the same kind of mic, but just a different casing.
Okay.
Tight, dude.
Just a bigger.
Yeah.
I think in the original box it has the replacement, and it's a much bigger. Yeah.
Dope, man.
Yeah, dude. Me and this guy have been best homies for a long time, and the reason why we are how we are with each other is because we pick up where we left off, no matter what. Even sometimes it's extended. Sometimes we don't talk for like a year. Yeah. That's kind of like our longest, like a year and a half, right? Just life gets in the way.
Yeah, you just liking my pictures on Instagram.
Yeah. And I sext him when I DM him. Then.
Send him some fire emojis, right?
Yeah. I send him like one bicep at a time, and I flex a quad when I feel extra sexy.
I think it's interesting because like we can like we were talking about like how do we like talk to Boo about like the relationship with this, like how the similarities between what we're trying to do, but a lot of times we find that mix already there, and it's like a matter of like no matter what we're all doing, like there's things that are similar and that other people could understand that like there's different ways to attack.
Yeah, I mean, think about it, dude. As small as Guam is, you can go months without seeing friends sometimes. Yeah. Especially if your head's in the grinder, like really trying to grind shit out. It's like, hey man, sorry I've been gone a while, but shit. Even though I was
yourself.
Because now there's more stuff to talk about when you get together.
Yeah. Right.
So like me and Jay, like it's for me personally, like when we talk now, it's funky or it's funny because we can see the changes in our growth in life. Like now when we talk about like our entrepreneurship, life, the way we view life, the way we view family, the way like what we want to put out into the world.
Right.
It's different now when we talk. Like I'm all like, yeah, pa, I'm washing dishes and folding laundry. I'm like, why are you even telling me that? It's like if we were 19, if we were like 16 years old, I'm like, are you gonna come over and hang out and drink or not?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Are you gonna play video games or not?
Right.
But now it's like, we really get in depth about just life and growth.
Reflecting. Yeah.
And then we're very like on top of each other with being better. Be a better man. Keep on. Be a better man. Be a better human being. Be a better grind, dog. You know what I mean? Like what if you're not grinding, what are you doing with your life?
Yeah.
Do better. We're constantly on top of each other. It's like,
but see, you guys live you guys live in a world where it's easy to stay in the grind. Right.
No.
I always say being here on Guam, it's automatic familial obligation before anything.
Yeah.
right? And that sometimes can hinder progress in self, because you got to go to a birthday party.
Yeah.
You know, you got to go to fundraiser.
Yeah.
You know, you got to go to a funeral, right? You got to go to whatever it may be. Fiesta. You got to help, and you got to stay before and after.
Right.
Yeah.
Big block of time.
Right.
That's why we didn't even catch each other yesterday. We both had our own nephews, things to do, and we had to deal with the setup and the breakdown. And we're the labor.
Right.
So if we're not there an hour before, 2 hours before, 3 hours before, setting up, barbecuing, grinding out, and setting up the chairs and the canopies, and then breaking up everything.
Right.
Good luck, bro.
It's been a while since I broke down a canopy. That was fun again.
Yeah.
Are your fingers sensitive?
Not too bad.
Not too bad.
I think the guitar playing is good.
Oh,
so, you know?
All I'm saying is, if you go on Jason's Instagram, his dad is whipping his ass in golf right now.
Oh, I can never keep up with my dad.
Nah, he's an OG, dude.
Yeah.
Pops is an OG, man.
It's cool, man. I mean, it's cool that you guys are still able to make your way back and purposely, intently trying to connect with the communities that you're involved in, no matter how long you've been gone, right? Because you can easily come back,
the radar, right?
Yeah, and stay off the radar. No one ever know you're back except the boys.
Just standing naked in the EPAM. Nobody knows I'm here.
Until someone's drone flies over. The hell was that, Joe?
10 times zoom.
They're like, I've seen that one before. So we give back to the community a little different. We have the same vision.
Right.
We have the same vision on how we give back. But the way I give back a little bit is actually I spar with the youth, because I actually want to spar them and show them like little tricks and stuff. You know what I mean? It's not. I'm not trying to kick their ass or nothing like that.
Right.
But every now and then I'll bust something, so it's just like boom, mind explodes.
Yeah, knowledge is power.
And they
right?
freak out. They're like, "What just happened?" I'm like, "Nah. All I'm trying to shoot is give you a little pocket of knowledge." You know.
What'd be dope is to do.
So I don't know how he does it.
Workshops, I think. You know, like eventually I want to do like a workshop, like a songwriting workshop. You know, and just like my view of how like my process, like insight, and the same thing with you, like a one-on-one, like they can come and you show techniques, like,
dude, it can easily just be like even just a meeting at a coffee shop, and someone picking your brain, right? Making yourselves available to those who maybe want to pursue the same dream.
Yeah.
So that's what I have done. Like after training, some young bloods will ask me questions and whatnot, and this is where we do segregate. You know, when kids ask me like what I do to get to the top level and everything, the number one thing is drillers make killers, right? You have to drill. Well,
I have to drill music too, fool.
All right, whatever.
Talking about,
just kidding.
You gotta practice guitar and everything.
No, but I tell them like drillers make killers, right?
Yeah.
As monotonous and as boring as it is, you gotta do these things over and over and over until it becomes a part of your walk.
Right.
The way you walk, the way you talk, the way you brush your teeth, that becomes your martial arts.
Right.
You know? And then eventually it'll transfer over into the ring or the cage. And I always tell them, don't be above anything. Your coach says go on a 3-mile run before you train. Go on that damn 3-mile run before you train. There's a purpose, you know? He's trying to condition you. If he says jump rope for 10 minutes, don't be above it, you know? Because a lot of people want to be like, well, that's not YouTube worthy. That's not Instagram worthy.
Right.
And I'm like, well, real cute, bro. Try to beat me up with those Instagram and YouTube moves. You know, because you don't have a foundation.
The one move just all day.
Yeah, I'm like, you don't have a foundation. You know?
There's something I reposted on the Facebook, the Master Random Facebook, and it was a dude fucking punching the 20-pound medicine ball.
Yeah.
I was like, there's no real benefit to this.
Yeah.
I don't think. You know, I'm not an expert, but I don't see someone
swimming like this.
And also
uppercutting the whole time.
Yeah. Is it cool? Is it a good workout? Is it cool for the video? Yeah. But the punch isn't even properly thrown.
Right.
He's punching in a manner that makes a 20-pound ball float in the air.
Right.
You know what I mean? So if I do it, I'm gonna punch like this. Versus like if I'm trying to knock you out, I'm driving my hips into the punch. I'm driving my shoulder. There's a different mechanic, is what I'm saying.
You're pulling that energy.
I'm pulling that energy from the ground up.
Yeah.
From the ground up. Yeah. he's just trying to make sure that ball stays in the air.
Right.
It's not bad. Whatever. That's a cute Instagram video.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna fight you.
Right.
Real cute. 20-pound, whatever.
Yeah.
Good luck.
20-pound lumpia.
Yeah. Is that what you tell the chicks? This guy. Got him.
Yeah.
It's like, yes.
Oh my God.
20-pound lumpia. I just, right when you said 20-pound lumpia, I just tried to imagine what the fuck is
That might be a
20-pound
dope
lumpia.
ass band name.
Dude, 20-pound.
To the stage, 20 pounds.
And you just throw like, you know how they throw the big joints out into the crowd?
lumpia?
It's a big lumpia.
Oh shit! One lumpia and then like the red sauce.
We're talking shit about my next fight. Jason Jay's just walking out. Acoustic version only, live acoustic version, right?
That'll make you lose, par.
Let the kisses of my love.
You're not gonna win if that song plays.
It's okay, but at least there'll be a lot of
Maybe afterwards.
There'll be a lot of wet panties.
Yeah, people.
What?
People be skanking.
Yeah.
What?
What?
All right, dude. Let's start cutting out. I think it's coming close to your dinner here, dude. So
Oh, it is.
give you enough time. Thank you for.
Oh,
This is your
thank
last
you.
night here.
Tonight is my last night. Yeah, I gotta go to.
So what are you doing tonight? Where are you gonna be at so people can go and ask you for shadow boxing tips at venue?
Well, I guess I'm going to venues. You just said.
Oh, I mean,
hey,
I was thinking the first one.
Hashtag venue for this
Yeah,
guy.
venue.
Hey man,
That was
local
nice.
spot. I love going to venues.
No, I always support. venue.
I love it. Every
We just
time,
dropped a lot of names this podcast.
Yeah. It's cool, bro. Every time we go to venue, I'm like, bro, it's like low-key high school reunion. But
All the
then,
bars.
but then we got to remember, like, shoot, we're 06ers. There's
A whole 13
5.
years.
Yeah, I was
before.
like, holy shit, there's like 7ers, 8ers, 9ers, you know, like, holy shit, there's a bunch of people that
There's
are
a
right
whole,
behind us.
There's a whole generation
There's a whole
going to the bar right now.
generation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just cha-cha de juices.
Yeah, man.
When do you split? Dude?
I split on 16th,
Okay.
which is Sunday.
Roots.
I do play the 14th at Roots.
Okay.
It's gonna be like acoustic free show. It's gonna start around like 10:30.
What's today? I'm gonna try and drop this. I'll try and drop this Wednesday.
Okay, cool.
Be there.
Yeah, it'd be-
Wherever
it'd be
you
fun.
are, be there.
I'll play all original, maybe like one cover of the set, but like a lot of songs I haven't played in a long time and just gonna super intimate. So I'll play like a slightly different version of the song, you know,
Okay.
like just
Full band, just you.
with a cajon player and maybe
Okay.
a lead guitar player.
Okay.
That's it, just super mellow.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, because I want to come back for a big show, but I didn't want to spend time rehearsing. You know, because it's a family vacation.
Right.
So I just want to get in there and play and just be raw as fuck.
Right. Raw dog that shit.
Raw
Yeah.
dog.
Raw dog.
Raw dog.
How about you? You got any fights coming up, Joe?
So
Yeah,
after
dude,
this,
the airport.
after this
At
wicked
the
ass,
airport. At the
Terminal 2, bro.
over
come
at
down, bro. Come down, bro.
over at Fuji.
What?
Yo, Fuji opened up.
Hey, bro, stop dropping names.
Hey.
I know, dude.
No, what's
All endorsements go to Master.
We're just really, we're both really nostalgic, so we're just saying all these names of places.
Yeah.
too.
It's all good.
The par did a, what is it called? Fast stop? No, what do you call it? When you did the fast videotape?
Time lapse.
Time lapse.
yeah.
Wow, I'm getting old. He did a time lapse. And he showed his house and the moms and everybody. Right? That was at your
Yeah,
house,
yeah.
right? I freaked out. I was like, whoa. I haven't been to Jay's house in like 15
Yeah.
years or something.
Yeah, I did that right when I landed too. I was like,
Yeah.
it's crazy because like the yard just got cleared out. It's everything's cleaner because all the trees that they didn't really want anymore are gone.
Yeah.
So it's like they chose which trees, and it's like, whoa, it's like, fucking,
Yeah. Shout out to the pars that help the pars, right?
yeah.
Me and Jay I used to walk a lawnmower to his house, or he would walk a lawnmower
It was
to
like-
my house
how
to
far-
help
how
cut
far is
grass.
How far is that?
Like a mile.
No way.
Shut up.
Okay,
half a mile.
Half,
Half a mile. Like,
half a mile.
We're pushing a lawnmower on the main side of the main road because Joe lives like
like half a mile.
like
Bonsai Garden.
three streets
Yeah.
on the main, 3 turns on the main street,
Okay.
right? So it's like you got to go out of your direct street onto the main road and through Windward. We're pushing down these hills. People, our friends and people are honking like.
Yeah. And we're like water blasting each other.
It looks like we're mowing the. It looks like we're mowing the side of the road.
Not part because like, hey, you can't hang out until your chores are done,
yeah,
right?
we have to finish chores with you.
So it's like, okay, Par, I can't do nothing, and if he's not doing anything, I'm like, Par, can help me out so we can kick it. And likewise, I got to go to his house and help him out so that we could cruise and do something else.
But you remember that one time you had the driving mower?
Dude, that was like one day.
I know, but I'm just saying.
My whole life, you're gonna dictate that to one day.
I never had a driving mower, bro.
I borrowed that. Shout out to that's another shout out to Uncle.
I think we're trying to wrap this up.
Yeah, Joe, when's your next fight?
Yeah, next fight.
So my next fight will be on July 20th in Villa's Casino in San Diego, California. It's a 4-man tournament, so to win both I have to win 2 fights in one night to win the whole thing. It's good.
Crazy.
How's that on your body?
It's fine because the last time I did that, I knocked out 2 guys.
Yeah, I was there.
I
was there. You guys swept through some guys over in Mexico, right?
Yeah, I knocked out one. I head kicked one and I knocked
you
out.
You could fight again after this.
Yeah.
And I was like, you're still good, bro.
You're still good.
He didn't really get you. You got him.
The trick is, like, now that I'm way more experienced,
you gotta finish it fast. Right? Is that what
finishing it fast, but controlling the adrenaline dump.
Right.
Because after the first fight, whether it's a hard fight, easy fight, there is gonna be an adrenaline dump. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And if you let that crash overtake you, then you're gonna walk into the second fight a little funky. So I already had some knowledge of like dealing with it. Prior to that, just multiple, like, I sparred in a manner that helped me prepare for it.
Yeah, those are great performances, dude. Those fights.
Yeah.
Guys like punching guys. They're like, no more.
Yeah.
I was like, next.
Yeah.
It's epic, dude. It was so epic. In another country, you know, like upset for all the local people or the fans of those fighters.
Right.
It was crazy, dude.
Being from Guam and never actually fighting home, I've always been the outcast until like I earned the community's trust, you know. So now I am San Diego's homeboy. I fought in Mexico about 4 times. So by the second time, they started catching on. So everywhere I fight now, they catch on. Everybody catches on. They love my style, man. I'm a stand and bang kind of dude. Like, either I'm winning or I'm losing.
Right.
There's no shadow boxing for 6 rounds in a 5-round fight.
Right.
You know, I'm here to win, or I'm here to let's make it happen. I didn't do all these rounds and do all this training to stare at you and shadow box. You know, I want to win or I want to lose. But yeah, July 20th, I got 6 weeks when I get back home. The minute I touch ground, I'm going to the grocery store, damn it. I'm getting myself some broccoli.
Yeah.
Not chicken for the stafal.
For the stafal, man.
So much
stafal, so much, everything, fried rice.
Delicious.
Yeah, it's delicious. It's great. So my soul, the good thing is, like, my soul is full. My soul is full. I could fight right now. I'm straight. Yeah, I haven't been training as much. I'll take a little bit of slack on conditioning, but my soul is full, dog.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let me put this shit into a punch right now.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna rock someone's life. Everybody knows this about me. My family knows this about me. I always have to come home. I'm gravitated to the island. I'm gravitated to the land. I need to see Guam every now and again. I have to come home. I have to jump in the ocean. I have to walk the land that I grew up on. There's something about it. It's nostalgic, whatever you want to call it. Maybe it's just talk. Maybe it's just hype. But I have to. There's something about it. It energizes me in a way beyond eating the right things and going on runs.
Mm-hmm.
There's something about being home, like, bruh, let's rock, dog. Let's rock. And come July 20th, I'm knocking out 2 guys in one night. So good luck, homies. Do what you want to do.
What are the names? Who cares?
Who cares, bro? Honestly, I didn't even take the time to remember the names because it doesn't matter. I'm knocking out 2 guys in one night, and that's what's gonna happen.
That's awesome.
Bye.
Hell yeah. Got any shows coming up?
Not at the moment. I'm about to release the record, so that's the next big thing for me. It's gonna be probably another 3 weeks or so to the release official online, but I'll be releasing some songs on radio for promo. Like, I always do it where I release when I release like an album record, I'll put it on Guam radio only.
Yeah.
You know, specifically like people in the States, they can wait for a little bit. You know, so I gotta give because my numbers are in Guam. Like
right.
It's the people here that keep me afloat. You know,
support local music, people.
Island Fever was the last single, right?
Yeah.
That was awesome. That I'm telling you, dude, your melodies are just like sticks, dude.
You gotta hear.
Running up in that Island Fever.
You gotta hear this next. I'm really proud of this next one. I really went in. I challenged myself. Like the musicians I had were amazing. Like all these Guam guys, you know, like Nate Taitano, Shabi, Austin, Riley, Anthony Francisco, like amazing. And like those guys, like Nate and Anthony now play with Sammy J, and like Riley plays with Low Tops. Shabi plays with Fia. Like, you know, everyone's soaring, you know. So I'm in like in a transition, like kind of rebuilding the band back up. But it's all love to those guys, and they're killing it out there, you know. So it's like it's awesome that we were able to print that time together, and like in this record, and it's nice, dude. We got a dope chemistry. So
fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah, and I went into my vocals. I tested myself on like harmony stacks, like because the whole time I've been like block harmonies, so just on top of the melody every time. But now I got to like lead things in and breakaways and
fuck yeah.
So,
evolving, right?
Yeah, evolving. Yeah.
So bars if you want to serenade your chick.
Yeah.
Hit up
$250.
A song.
What?
Yeah. One day.
One day.
Thank you guys, though.
Support local music. Support local fighters. Support local arts. Everything.
One time.
Support local podcasts.
Thank you.
One time, Jesus, the Jew.
No, we're not doing. We're here to talk, bro. We're not here to sing.
We can bring the guitar off the wall.
One time.
But no, thank you guys taking the time,
you, Bar.
dude, especially when you said, dude, my sister bought a ticket, and I was like, oh shit, cool, fuck yeah. Go enjoy yourself. And I was ready for whether or not I didn't think we were gonna like be able to sit down. You know, I know the schedule's tight, and I'm happy that you know you came. You're like, let's do it Sunday. I was like, fuck yeah, let's do this. Called Matt. I was like, bro, can you do it? Can you be there?
I will.
Yeah. And then your text to me was a surprise. I was like, oh hell yeah.
Yeah, Teddy Salas like, you're in Guam. Hit up Boo. And I hit him up, like, Joe's coming. I was like, all right, automatic.
Yeah.
I hit him up, like, I'm coming on your podcast.
Yeah, he already told me. It's like, I'm coming. Not even ask.
Yeah,
like, let's see.
Yeah. Thank you, Teddy.
Yeah, Teddy, he's killing it out there too.
Yeah, man. A lot of people doing big things out in the States, and you can't knock that hustle.
Of course.
You know, I've come and going back to the conversation to the conversation in the beginning was, you know, like doing podcasts out there really opened my eyes to a lot of things. Like you cannot knock people who choose to live out in the States, because they're chasing something different, and they're not. That doesn't make them less Chamorro or less Guamanian. The pride is still there, and they don't have to like flaunt it every moment of their life to prove that. I am Guam. I am fucking. I am from the Pacific. Yeah, there's no reason to do that, because as long as you know it in your heart, that's all that matters, right?
Yeah, there's so many more that you gotta get in touch with out there, man.
No, dude.
People are like hitting it heavy and quiet. You know, they're not flaunting, but like, dude, like they're respected in like big communities. It's amazing. You know, I love this whole thing.
I keep telling Matt, I was like, dude, one day we're gonna do a podcast tour. You know, like,
dude.
Like, just fucking go out there and just do podcasts. Whoops, that slipped.
No,
I mean, it's just
follow us on a music tour.
On a music tour,
and you just do the cities, you know, like still Guam tied.
We're gonna have to figure this out. We're gonna have to figure this out. It's something that we've discussed, and I think it'll be cool to make the connection, you know, for people on the West Coast, you know, here and the fact that I do it here, and whether I continue to do this podcast here or I move out to the States and do it, you know, that, and I think I forget who I was talking to. I was asking them, I was like, does it make me less of a person who's from here, like repping here if I do a podcast out there? No, it doesn't make no fucking difference.
You're bridging it regardless, dude. You're bridging the gap regardless.
Now, Bar, I've done 2 podcasts with you now, and there's podcasts all over the world, or like Chamorro podcasts that I haven't been on, that have asked me, like there's some in SD.
Yeah, I know there's one in SD.
Yeah,
Bar,
and I just, the opportunity was there, but you created the opportunity, you created the platform, and you're like, shoot, this time, this place, let's rock. And I was like, shoot, I'll be there at this time, at that place. Let's do
rock.
this.
Yeah.
Let's rock, you know? And you made it that way, not just like, oh yeah, bro, if you have time. Not talking shit about nobody. Once again, I was gotta be in that neutral zone.
Yeah.
You like to step in a little bit and pull out.
Yep. Hashtag mental health.
Ooh, the water was hot.
You know what I mean?
My toes were burned. Nah, for sure, and I appreciate it, and I'm glad that, like I said earlier, it's that this platform makes it available for us to be able to sit down and, you know, like remind ourselves what it's like to be human again.
So you got something to end with? What you got?
I am very excited for the future of the arts in Guam, and I'm proud of everybody who's doing it, and I'm glad to still somewhat be a part of this whole process and come back and reconnect with everybody. And it's like, dude, no more hate, no more hating on each other. Just gotta support each other, you know? That's the only way it's gonna get better, unless we want to stay in this shitty attitude where things just become against each other. If we want to change that, we just gotta like have love and support for each other and just stop the egos, you know?
Right.
But it's like, it's all love, dude. Keep on fucking pushing. Keep on pushing.
Put your ego to the side.
Gogo.
Ego.
Last words, Joe.
I love you, Guam. This is where I'm from. I really do fight for Guam, but you know, this next fight's a little bit about me, but that doesn't mean I don't have everybody in my heart, you know? Guam, I love you. Keep doing your thing.
Love you, Guam.
Mwah.
A little bit of tongue. But me and Joe just didn't kiss each other. We're kissing the mics, just for clarification. That sounded like a kiss each other.
It's only gay if he looks me in the eyes. But I looked him in the back.
PC control.
So I don't know.
PC
control.
Nah, keep it Guam.
That was a kiss for Guam.
Yeah.
I love you guys. I love us. Keep grinding, Doug.
Thank you, bro. Thank you for having us.
Thank
Thanks,
you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you everybody for listening to another episode of the podcast. I don't know if you can see my eyes. I don't know if it's from this beer or from the fucking laughing.
And keep
whole time.
listening. Keep tuning in, and keep
Thank you,
supporting. Keep supporting everything. Support local podcasts. Do your thing, Doug. Like support. This is how we're gonna grow.
Yeah, agreed. Totally agree. Yeah, thank you guys for listening to another episode. Jason J, Joe Gogo, Maddie loves you. I love you. Until next time, peace out. Hey guys, thanks so much for listening to this episode of the podcast. Jason J and Joe Gogo, a couple of my friends who I'm excited to constantly get them on the podcast as our relationships evolve, as their relationship revolves, and as the conversation evolves. I'd like to give a shout out to our sponsors, Addis Mortuary. They are a small family-owned and operated mortuary on this island. They are large enough to serve, yet small enough to care. Contact them today, 477-1311. Shout outs to the Electric Island Festival, heading into its 7th season on Saturday, June 22nd at the Guerrero Field at Paseo. Go buy your tickets now at all Foodies locations and at eifguam201.eventbrite.com. I will see you there. Don't forget to leave ratings and reviews on all the podcast episodes you listen to. It'll be super badass. Don't forget to support us on Patreon. Episode 200 is on its way. We are en route, everybody. We're about to break 190. Oh, yes. And if you are a dedicated podcast listener, we got something special for you. Coming up on 200. It is in the planning phases, and it's so great. I'm excited to do it. So thank you again for listening, and thank you again for being super fucking awesome.